Oh, yeah. Can you dig it? Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night hump day. Camel. It is a beautiful, lovely, fantastic evening for a podcast. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and this is Untethered Live. How are you doing? It's a chill stream. Aaron's first in chat. He says, it's almost time. Yes, it is, Aaron. How you doing, buddy? You get the gold star for being first in chat. Is this your first time? Did you have one before? I don't know. I can't remember. Amanda says, hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see you all. Happy hump day, Camel. I hope everyone I hope everyone is doing well. And Jake, how are you tonight? A little confused, weirdly glassed, but other than that, I'm fantastic. Tonight's episode is about a world-weary rooster that gets tired of the barn life and strikes it out on the road to become a rock star and gets tethered up with the world of the women and the drugs and the fun and the music and the alcohol and becomes jaded with the ladies and decides to become a monk and ends up living alone in a motel room at 1 o'clock in the morning staring at a neon sign. All right, Aaron, here's your gold star. Amanda says hi, by the way, and Aaron says, hi, Amanda, Mr. Jake. Hello, sir. Nice to see you. Amanda says, let's get this party started. It's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. God, I'm old. Amanda says, how you doing down there in Florida, Aaron? Aaron says, I hope life finds you good tonight. It does. It is good tonight. Life is good. Life is always good. Me, on the other hand, not so much. But life is always good. Speaking of good, I have a wonderful, nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. Thank you to the people that provide the coffee for the show. This is a regular Joe, and I appreciate that. Don't you want to have a cup of coffee with me and talk about the world and world-weary roosters? And if you do, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get this party started. If you don't have a cup, though, look down below. I recommend the first one. It has this face on it. It is lovely. It holds a great hot cup of coffee. It looks good in your hand. It looks good on the coffee table. And if you chuck it at somebody to leave a mark, get one while supplies last. But there are many options. You can go to the Untethered Live store, which you can find a link to on the page, the main page of this channel. And there are many, many new things of all various types and sizes at that store. Go check it out. You don't want to miss that opportunity. And pretty soon, for your viewing pleasure, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing a very special discount for members and for people of the show. So be looking for that. You'll have a promo code. I'll announce that at the beginning of the episode when it happens, and you can get a discount on those wonderful items that are satiated with my face and name and likeness and imagery and so forth. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box if you want to show a little bit of love. Throw a little clang-a-lang my way if you want to. BJ. You can do that right there, and I do appreciate it. One more thing. If you would like to have a place where everybody can get together and hang out outside of the show, outside of YouTube and all of its oppressive censorship and whatnot, you can do that at facebook.com/UntetheredLive family. I recommend you go there immediately. That's all one word. Untethered Live Family on Facebook. It's a great place to share videos, pictures, texts, and chats and hang out with everyone here and keep up with all things Untethered Live Universe in one place. So go check that out, and I appreciate the patronage. Back to the show. Amanda says, absolutely. Thanks for asking, by the way, Aaron. And Aaron says, not bad. How are things over there? Up there. We're above you, sir. We're above you. We're at least upper middle class, something or other, something. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Florida. Yes. I grew up there, so. Trailer trash. I have no room to speak of which I say, the things of which I say. Amanda says, good, just chugging along, making the best out of every day. That's all you can do. Every day is going to be pretty much bare to middling and about the same. So making the best of it's a good option. I would recommend you do that. Makes for a better day, I think. And also, it's cheaper on tax time. What? What did he say? He's in a mood. Leave him alone. Amanda says, Jake just got an update on his computer, so he might be a little late. I did, but it was a fast update, so I was not late. But every now and then, the old operating the broadcasting system that I use requires an update and usually hits me right before I start a show for some reason. Probably because that's when I turn it on. That's probably what it is. It's probably my fault. I probably should turn it on beforehand, but I don't. Aaron says, long. You watch your mouth. As the direction is forward, right? I like it. I like it. Amanda says, right. Amanda says, there is a bunch of new no merchandise in the store, along with some other stuff. Go check it out. There is some chill stream stuff. There is some Bible study stuff. There is some no stuff for your viewing pleasure, and more coming. That's just what I could get done in 3 days. And there's a lot of it. So go check it out. I've been working hard. At least look at it. You don't have to buy anything, but just look at it. Go window shop for my pleasure. I appreciate that. Amanda says, by the way. Oh, BY. I see what you said. I see what you did there. The star means you're correcting a mistake. Got it. Aaron says, Jake is always busy doing something. So true. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm busy. I don't ever shut down. Ever. This is what you get 24/7. It's maddening. And if you think it's bad on you, I have to live with it. You can turn over. I can't. Or walk away. Turn over for those of you who sleep with me. Amanda says, yep, usually even when he's asleep. Stop finishing my sentences. It's kind of nice, actually. Somebody that gets it. Aaron says, I'm going to get mine. I was waiting until the final product came. Well, there's more coming. That's just one version. I hope you like it, by the way, but I'm going to do different colors and different sayings and different pictures and other things along the way because it's a good slogan. I did not know that when I wrote it, and I was actually kind of surprised when everybody took to that phrase for some reason. Out of the whole song, that's the line they like. Oh, no. And it don't fit on a t-shirt very well. You got to modify it to make it fit, but that's okay. I'll do it. I'll do it because you like it. And Amanda says, I hear you. Well, you got many choices now and more to come. Aaron says, did you get one? I don't get one. I have to pay for mine just like you do. So I'll be buying some samples later because I'll be wearing them on the show coming into this year, but right now, I don't have any. No. I don't even have a coffee cup with my face on it yet. Other people do, though. And ultimately, that's what matters because, I'm not paying to see me. I get to see me for free. I'm a member of the club ℂ𝕙𝕬𝕝𝕇╗. I'm grandfathered in. It's like a bespoke membership, if you know what I'm saying. Amanda says, he will be on time. The update is done. And it is. Never late. Amanda says, not yet. I can't decide on what all I want, though. LOL. Yeah, she's going to get the pillow for sure. I got some little throw pillows in there for you ladies. If you like that sort of thing, let me know and I'll make more things like it. Aaron says, I will send you guys pictures once I get mine. Yes, if you would like to take pictures with your Untethered Live swag, it will be featured on the show if you so choose. I will put it right up front. We'll make a collage of them, and we'll do like a little commercial at the beginning. If you guys want to take pictures of you wearing the swag or just holding it or sitting next to it, looking at it forlornly, however you want to do it, I will put it all together into a promo package and run it at the beginning of the show, and everybody will get to see how lovely you look in the gear. So go check it out if you want to do that. You can send that to my email address, which is now in the chat. Or at least send me a link to your Google Drive account where I can go download the video, one or the other, however you want to do that. Alpine Gulch, Jesus, I'm about to have a heart attack up in here. Long time no see, darling. How is my Lily doing? I jumped ahead, excuse me. I'll get to you in a second, honey. Amanda says, awesome, thanks. I can't wait. John H. says, hello, family. What's up, John? Hello, Britton. How are you doing over there? Staying safe, I hope. Aaron says, be right back. Got to go take the dog out. Yeah, that's what she said. I hear you. Amanda says, hi, John. Bill Bennett says, what's up, Untethered Live family? I hope everybody's doing well and happy. I hope you're happy too, Bill. How's the kids? Nice to see you. Amanda says, okay, Aaron, and hi, Bill. And here comes the talk shirt. Here he comes to talk shirt. What? Here he comes to talk shit. What? Here he comes to talk shit. Here he comes to talk shit. Here he comes to talk shit. What are you saying? Use punctuation. I have no idea what you mean by that sentence. Here he comes to talk shit. Here he comes to talk shit. See what I'm saying? Amanda says, oh, yeah. Can you dig it? Yeah, baby. Oh, no. I need to make that a shirt. Just, oh, yeah. Can you dig it? Oh, no. Why not? You guys like it? It's weird. I can dig it. Aaron says 3, 2. Your turn. John H. says, you'd be sick if I did. Huh? If you did what? You'd be sick if I did. Don't know what you're talking about, John. If you did what? Hello, family is the last thing you said. The next thing you said is you'd be sick if I did. Take all your clothes off? Is that what you're referring to? Maybe. I might be one of those people that pay you to put them back on. That's what would happen if I took my clothes off. People would be like throwing me chats. Put that back on. Cover that up. Jesus. You're scaring the kids. The goldfish can't take it. Whatever. I hear you. Amanda says, LOL, if I had a cup, I could throw you at you. Yeah. That's not a good idea. Giving you ideas over here. I just created my own demise. Death by Jake Johnson cup. That's got to be a new one. Amanda says, if you did what, John? I take his clothes off, I think is what he's referring to. Take his clothes off. That's right. Okay, I got you. I'm on track now. I'm not having a stroke. It's all right. Amanda says, LOL. Oh, John. Control-Alt-Delete. Deleted. Bill Bennett says, it's pre-planned update, LOL. It is, and it does it every time I turn it on when it's time to do a show. Not every time, but every time it does an update, I turn it on and it updates right before the show. And I know that if I turned it on an hour earlier, it would do it then instead of right before the show, but it always catches me off guard for some reason. John H. says, one of my friends had a litter of husky puppies, and he's given me one. We'll be well happy. That's amazing, John. You should call National Enquirer right now. I have never heard of a person giving husky puppies a delivery before. That's incredible. How did they last? How does he give birth? That's incredible. We thought transgenderism was crazy. That is news making right there, buddy. Call the police right now. Call somebody. You'll be rich. I want to be your buddy. Can I have pictures? Can I have a puppy? I have so many questions. I think you meant his dog had puppies, though. And in which case, cool. Alpine Gulch says, Shalom, assalamu alaikum, Alpine. How are you doing? Long time no see. How's the world out Midwest area in that region? Nice to see you. Where you been? You don't call, you don't write. I'm worried about you laying in a ditch dead somewhere. What's going on with your life? How are you doing? Are you okay? And all the other questions you want to fill in. Amanda says, living with you makes me tired. You're preaching to the choir, sister. Me too. Bill Bennett says, once you're part of the family, you can't walk away. It's not an option. I like that. I like that. Very Scarface-ish. Alpine says, congrats on the monetization. Thank you, Alpine. I appreciate that. I worked very hard to get there, and here we are. We got it all going on. Of course, as always, that is not a requirement. It is only if you wish. It's a what do you call it? What am I looking for? Voluntary position. If you want to donate, you certainly can. If you don't have to. It's a free show. Amanda says, right, Bill, we are addicting. Addictive, addicted, addiction, all of the above. Amanda says, Jake, I bet you forgot to set Aaron's dog video up for tonight. I did, but I can do it on the fly. I have to download it first, though. UntetheredLivestream@gmail.com. I meant to do that, too, and I forgot about it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I've had a busy week, and it just slipped my mind. I don't even remember where you sent it. Did you email it to me, or did you send it to me on Messenger? Messenger. Okay. So I'll have to do that while we're talking. Dakota Wright says, hi, friends. What's up, Dakota? Good to see you. Amanda says, hi, Alpine. And Dakota. Aaron says, it keeps playing ads while Jake talking. Yeah, I do apologize about that. I've got to keep the lights on somehow, and that's one way that the show makes money. I have no control over the ads that play or when they play. I just turn them on, and they do their thing. I apologize if they're in the way. Just skip them if you want to. I mean, if you let it play, that does put money in my pocket, but that's entirely up to you. That's why they have the skip button. It's liberal. You can do it if you want to. And I'm hoping that I can get to a point where I'm making enough super chats that I can turn that function off. But we got to make enough money to survive. You know what I'm saying? Bill Bennett says, I listen to Glenn Beck from 9 to 12 in the day, and Buck Sexton that took Rush Limbaugh's job when he died. And then I watch Hannity and a few shorts. And then I save the best for last, Untethered Live. Right on. Other than that, I hate the web. Well, I hear you, Bill. And I don't watch Hannity because he reminds me of the little paper boy in the old TV shows. You remember that guy? Extra, extra, read all about it. He's that guy grown up, and I can't see anything but that guy when I watch him, so I don't watch him. But I like Glenn Beck, and I don't watch Buck Sexton at all. I have no desire to. I don't know anything about the guy. He strikes me as a good guy. I'm not against him. I'm not into whatever he is laying down. But I watch, like, the regular Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, Dave Rubin, Tim Pool, Jordan Peterson, Tucker Carlson, that sort of thing. I don't watch Alex Jones. I can't stand that guy, but I like what he does, and I can affirm that he is right more often than he's not. In fact, if you had a jar and you put $1 in it every time he was right about something, you'd have at least tens of dollars. But I don't spend a lot of time. I spend more time than I should watching the internet, but I try to do it in between working. I try to do something productive and then watch while I'm in lulls. I watch Untethered Live too, by the way, so I appreciate you watching with me. Aaron says, talking, right? Alpine says, hi, Amanda. Amanda says, it was one sentence, LOL. What was? I don't know the thing that I was, yeah. It might have been one sentence, but it had context, and there was a comma that needed to go in there, because if you don't put that comma there, you can read that one sentence any kind of way. It's like anything with the F word in it. You can take it in any context if you don't set it up the right way. Alpine says, exclamation, 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 dot, 1.5. What? That is a sentence for real. I have no idea what you meant by that. Dana says, greetings. Hello, Dana. How are you, sweetheart? How's your grandpa? Hope things are well with you. Amanda says, hi, Dana, hun, heart. And Dana says, Amanda, heart exclamation point. Hi, Dakota Wright. Thumbs up, says Dana. John H. says, your chat's about to jump and confuse you to death. Here we go. I think. Piss taker. John H. says, piss taker. Piss taker? Piss taker? I think that's British for jokester, huckster, all-around funny guy. Who are you referring to, John? Alpine says, oh, my, I'm fine. Maybe a little stale, LOL. I doubt that very much. I bet you're a lovely, flowing-haired beauty in the morning with perfect breath and coffee ready. Dana says, John H. LOL, piss taker or peace talker. I think he meant piss taker. You know, taking the piss out of somebody. It's a British expression, from what I understand. Who am I to teach British language? But, you know. Aaron says, no worries about the video. I'll get to it, buddy. It's just, I got a lot going on, that's all. I spent the last 3 days from the time I get home from work to the time I have to pass out working on T-shirts and stuff, designs and things like that. Believe it or not, it's very time-consuming. I think it's cool, says Aaron, the ads. Appreciate that. It's necessary. I got to keep the lights on somehow. John H. says, it's a British saying, Amanda. Piss taker is to take the mickey out of somebody, which is a New York expression, which means to put a Rohypnol, drop of Rohypnol in somebody's drink so that they're less argumentative when you decide to have your way with them. That's taking the mickey out of somebody, or slipping the mickey, as they would say in the old days. Rohypnol, what a wonderful drug. The drug that says yes when you say no. Da-da-da-da-da, Rohypnol. Anyway, you wake up in the morning and you're confused and your pants are around your ankles? Rohypnol. Did you get the Mickey? I think I did. Can you say Mickey? I think it's too late. Bill Bennett says, they're all on the same page. A conspiracy theory is real in a few years. Yeah, the only difference between fact and conspiracy is about 6 months. That's the old expression, and it's true. Most of the time, conspiracy theories work out to be some version of the truth. Not always exactly the truth, because with all things, there's a grain of truth, but usually it gets blown up somewhere in the middle. But there is truth out there, and there are people that understand that there's truth out there. And when they try to tell you, everybody else that don't believe that jumps on them, and they become a conspiracy theorist, much like myself. What is taking the Mickey out? There you go. It is slipping the Rohypnol drug into someone's drink so that you can have a conversation with them and that they not be confrontational. It takes away the inhibition quite nicely. Ask Bill Cosby. Dana says, LOL, John, I am sorry. I mistakenly read talker instead of taker. My bad. This is how dumb I could be. Sometimes you are not dumb by any stretch of the imagination, Dana. You are brilliant. And I love having your take on all things. That being said, some things don't translate, but that's just the way it is. That's just nature, not nurture. You are fantastically intelligent. Mr. P's here. What's up, Mr. P? Nice to see you. He says, I've been here the whole time. I just couldn't comment right away. Hi, y'all. I hope you're well. I hope you're well, too. What's the deal with the commenting thing? I'd be complaining to somebody. Amanda says, hi, Mr. P. Dana says, hi, John, Mr. P. Heart. Lovely. By the way, Alpine Gulch, everyone, Alpine Gulch. She is a member from way back. She has a wrench, so make her welcome. Introduce yourselves if you don't know who she is. Oh, you were giving me the punctuation? You give it. That was a sentence full of punctuation. Very emphatic of you. It was indefatigable, that sentence. John says, Amanda, the English language is mad sometimes. Definitely. Mr. P says, hi, Dana. Taking a piss is someone who is being sarcastic in Great Britain. Or funny. You could be making jokes. As I understand the phrase, it's like calling somebody a huckster. A practical joker. Aaron says, hey, Jake, I forgot to tell you, we finished the Find My Phone update for Droids. It will find any phone with your Google account, and you can walk right to the phone. That is terrifying. I do not want an Android dog locating my phone while it's in my pocket. More reasons to not have Google. If you can at all get away from it, I would. I work for Google, technically, so I can't get away from it. That being said, I'm not a fan of what they're doing. Amanda, do you remember that question you asked me about the fan that I flippantly dismissed? I concur. Warm in here. Don't take long to work up a sweat when I'm jamming with the chat. Aaron is a coder, by the way, and he works on those Chicago Labs is the name of the company that first produced those robot dogs. You can see them roaming around Mar-a-Lago now and a few other places. He works on the programming for those dogs, and he's been filling me. I've got a little video in here that I'm trying to get to, and he's been filling me in on some of the stuff they've been doing, and that is terrifying. AI is not intelligence. I'll keep reiterating that until the cows come home and step on my chicken. But it is terrifying because somebody is controlling those things. And if they can do things, that means people can do things that they shouldn't be able to do. Mr. P says, heart back at you, Dana. Aaron says, you can also make it ring remotely. The phone? Yeah, I could see that. That's easy enough. Or are you talking about the dog ringing remotely? That would be weird. Hey, excuse me, sir, your dog's ringing. Are you going to answer that? Amanda says, that's awesome, Aaron. I try not to lose my devices, LOL. I certainly am not going to lose it now that a big robot dog will bring it to me. Have you taught it to fetch yet? That's what I want to know. Will it bring it back in its mouth? All's well and good, but if you can't teach it to fetch, you're not much of a programmer now, are you? God taught the first dog how to fetch. Mr. P says, holy shit, Jake, this conversation took a Bill Cosby turn real quick. Right? Somebody just has to mention slipping the Mickey. That's funny. Yeah, I didn't expect that either, John. Aaron says, I'll send the link. It takes you right to it, and you click the device, and it will live Google Maps where it is. Wow. So I guess if you want to find your phone, you can just go to this site, and it'll tell you right where it's at if it's on, right? Does it have to be on, or can it find it from the battery? I know that some things that the government can do with your phone, they can do it while it's on or off. And some things even with the battery removed if it has to do with infrared chips or whatever. But I don't know. That's kind of scary technology. I tell you what's scary, when I discovered that Google tracks your phone. Now, it's hard to find. I'm going to tell you right now that if you want to go check me out on this, it's going to take you a while to find it. But if you go to your Google account and go into your settings, somewhere in the plethora of those options is a tab hidden behind another tab under a rock. And if you click that tab, it opens up a map and it shows everywhere you have been in the last month and lines drawn to where you've gone, how long you stayed there, everything, what time of day it was. It's terrifying. And you have the option to delete it, but that's even harder to find. And I had no idea that Google was taking that kind of survey of my actions while the phone is in my pocket. I don't mean when you're using it. I mean, if your phone is with you, it's being tracked and recorded. That's terrifying. But they are doing it. Amanda says, LOL, Mr. P. And John says, hi, everyone. I got the all clear. Back to work next week. I'm walking the streets again. I am so glad you got that cast off, John. About time to get back and make some money, ain't it? Alpine Gulch says, hi, everyone. Nice to meet yous. Yuns. That's a southern word. It means you all. It's a southern word if you came from the north originally. I don't know any actual southerner that uses that word, but if you grew up in the south but you're from the north, you're liable to say yuns or warsh. Warsh is another one. Nobody from the south says warsh, but if you're from the Appalachian Mountains or something and you come down, warsh. Wash your hands. Yuns. My aunt used to say yuns. Yuns, come here. I was like, what are you talking about? Who's a yuns? Is JR here? That's an 80s joke. You'll get that later. Amanda says, that's awesome, John. I bet you're ready to get back to work and get off of the couch, get back on your feet and run around. I've never had a cast on my leg. I can't imagine what that's like. Mr. P says, hello, Alpine. You must be from an era when Jake knew John the Baptist personally. Jesus, am I that old? I've been here nearly a year. She was around back in the first couple of years, and she used to come every show like you, and then one day she just vanished. I didn't know what happened. John says, I got my boots polished, and I'm ready, Amanda. Right on. That's awesome that you polish your boots. You know, that's almost a lost art. People don't do that anymore. When I grew up, I was always told that you could tell a lot about a man by the shape of his shoes. You know, look at his shoes. When you meet somebody, look at their feet. You could tell a lot about them by that. You can't anymore. Now they all just wear new shoes regardless if they've ever done anything or not. Amanda says, it's been a long time, Alpine. Alpine says, I'm John's cousin, Rebecca. All right. Which John? There's like 3 Johns here. Your name is Rebecca? That is not what I had pictured. Rebecca. I like it. Amanda says, Alpine. Sorry, autocorrect. Not Alpha, Alpine. She likes it either way. She's the Alpha, for sure. What it is? What's up, buddy? He says, what in the wild sports is going on in here? Anything you want. What it is, this is a show about you. If you bring it up, we'll talk about it. And I have no filter. So whatever you want to talk, we'll talk. Amanda says, I bet, John, about the getting ready to get out and get your shoes polished and get out and hit the town, paint the town red, but don't get any on your boots. Amanda says, hi, what it is. Aaron says, yes, you will see it takes a treat on the video. Interesting. A robot dog takes a treat. Our cigarette went out. Dana says, I am finally back home. Hang on, my chat jumped. Where did it go? Dana says, I'm finally back home with my grandfather, and we arrived 10 hours ago, and you're already online with me. Isn't that sweet? Well, I'm glad you're home. I bet you're happy to be back in your own bed. We're praying for you and your grandpa. I hope that everything is good. I hope that he can finally get some rest and have some proper care for him. What it is says, hello, Amanda, and to all. What it is, have you met Alpine Gulch? Alpine? what it is. I know his name says what is it, but I like it better the other way, so that's the way it stuck. Amanda says, awesome, Dana. I hope he's settling in well. Likewise. Bill says, Grok 3, free AI assistant. It sure seems intelligent. Yeah, but it's not. You can trip it up. I've given a version of it, ChatGPT 4, which was the first one that came out. I gave it the Turing test, and I proved that it was not intellectual at all. I made it lose an argument and admit that I was right. For a robot, that's big. So, and it's on one of my videos. You can find it. It's in here somewhere amongst the thousands of videos. It's aptly titled. Amanda says, and now most phones, you can't remove the battery anymore, right? That's because they don't want you, under any circumstances, prolonging the life of your phone. They want it to die so you can buy another one. That's the reason for that. That's also the reason that Apple keeps changing the little plug-in thingies. There's no standard. Every new system is different. Every single time they come out with a new phone, it's got different plugs and does different things down there. And now they got one that's in the way. Can't even set it down if it's plugged in. I think might be the headphones. I'm not exactly sure. They want you to buy more. That's the whole reason for programmed obsolescence, where everything falls apart in less than a year so that you have to get another one. And when you're charging however much it is, $10,000 for a phone, I don't know how much they are because I don't want one, $1,000, $1,500, whatever it is. When you're charging that much for a phone that you're most likely going to break within the first week from dropping it or sitting on it, you should not be requiring that people buy more than one of those. That's just bad business, in my opinion. If you're going to charge that much for it, you should make it last. Make it out of steel and diamonds. Aaron says, if it's off, it will ping and tell you where it saw it. But off its ping, the SIM card of the phone is never off. It cycles. So when it pings it, it's just going to keep pinging it until the SIM card cycles, and then it'll know where its location is, and you can track it that way. Might not be as exact, but it'll still tell you where the thing's at. Yeah, scary. No more privacy. You'll own nothing and love it. Eat the bugs and be happy. And everybody knows where your phone is. Amanda says, you could turn that Google feature off, Jake. No, you cannot. You can appease yourself by flipping a switch, but trust me, Google's still watching. Belt Loop 29 sup says, Untethered Live, you're so right. Hey, Belt Loop, welcome to the show. If you hadn't been here before, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What genre of person are you? And what do you want to talk about? And where you from? Nice to see you, by the way. I like your name, Belt Loop 29. I got a new belt buckle recently. It's bright red and says cocky on it. I've been told it suits me. Amanda says, hi, Belt Loop. Aaron says, that's the trick tracker. That's the trip tracker, Jake. Trip tracker, Jake. Yes, there you go. Ta-da-da-da-da-da. What do you think? Is it me? That's the trip tracker, Jake. On every device. That's why they have 911 feature to abuse spying. Conspiracy theory? I think not. Believe it or not. John says your phone pings if you pass a phone tower. I guess they call them masts in Britain, but it's a tower. I guess technically it is a mast because it has tethers and it is not occupied by a person, so not a tower, a mast. You're right, I'm wrong. Belt Loop says, they don't have to put a number on us. We willingly carry around our identification. True. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but when you're born, your parents are given a receipt. And that receipt is called a social security number. It is a number, just like what you would get on a receipt, and your name is in all capital letters, which means you're an entity, not a person. you're a business. It's a loophole thing where they then take that number and that name and then trade it on the stock market. So you're basically cattle, and your number is an identifier. That Social Security number is your identifier for your receipt of birth. That's what that is. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but that's what that is. You are being traded upon, whether you know it or not. They make and deal out loans based on population, and your name being in the kitty is how they determine population size. They use those names to trade on the stock market, and you're not privy to the draw that gives. You're not privy to the income that you generate. Believe me, though, you are generating income for someone, just not you. Belt Loop says, Amanda Banhammer. Yes, she is the Banhammer, and she'll use it. That's a fact. But I don't think we're going to have that problem because you got a Batman symbol for your emoji, or for your symbol, your picture. What's that called? You got one of those, and I like it. What it is that's a bunch of bullshit. No, sir. That's correct, is what that is, unless you're referring to what they're doing with the phone. That is a bunch of bullshit, yes. Belt Loop says, here from Mississippi. Yeah, I think we've met before, because I remember making a joke about the crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback, I. Mississippi in the house. Don't burn your bed. That's a bad joke, sorry. She put double unleaded in my coffee tonight, so a little on the edge. I'm on the edge and I'm sinking low. Mr. P says, John, I had no idea you were a streetwalker. Nothing wrong with that. Oldest profession there, buddy. Oldest profession there is, buddy. Streetwalker, because you're ready to hit the streets and walking. Smart. I like that. Clever. Pardon me. Dana says, Amanda, he is well set, her grandfather. And my brother and his wife and my nephews were waiting for us at the airport, and our grandfather is happy. Nothing makes me more happy as to see him so happy. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so glad that you got a community around you, a family around you to help take care of him. That's beautiful. God bless y'all. Aaron says, John, the phone backs up and pings every 30 seconds to rewrite the code. Fun fact. Yep. And it's trying to remember what it's called, but like in thumb drives or hard drives or SD cards, you got say it's a terabyte. And if you plug it in and look, you'll notice that the number doesn't quite reach terabyte. It's a little less than a terabyte by a little factor. It's not much. You don't worry about it because it's very little. But that is actually a piece of the code that is earmarked in your hard drive's clean space that belongs to the CIA. And I forget what it's called now, but you can't remove it and you can't access it, but it's there. And if you have certain software, you can actually see it. If you just plug it into your computer, it won't show it. But if you have like a disk, what's that? I can't think of what it's called. It's like Apple has one. It's called Disk Utility. And what it does is it reformats and partitions hard drives, so you have to be able to see all of its individual parts, and you can pick it up with that. But you won't see it if you just plug it into Windows. It won't show it up in the computers section. But it's pretty interesting that every hard drive sold since like 1994 or something like that, every thumb drive, all of them, everywhere, if it holds information, there's a little section at the beginning called SEC, and that belongs to the CIA, and they can access it at any time. And with that, they can gain access to your computer or do all kinds of things. Ask Aaron if I'm wrong. What it is, who shot Jake Ewing? Ewing. Who shot Jake Ewing? Right. That's the answer to the joke I said earlier. Good going, what it is. You're old, too. Swelling did it. Swelling shot Jake Ewing. Speaking of hard cocks, what? Talking about chickens. Calm down. what it is, like he's lost his mind. I haven't. I'm just doing it in fast forward. John H. says, King Charles is not happy with Trump with the 51st state of Canada. Trump is a master troll, and he has trolled Canada in the finest way, and everybody there is panicking because he actually could make them the 51st state if he wanted to. Because what are they going to do, say no, eh? Come on. So, anyway, I think he's going to get the deal he wants because that pressure, believe it or not, is incredible on Canada right now because they actually think he might do it. I don't think he will. I think he just wants to make a deal that's a little bit in our favor, which they're not used to because they've been making money hand over fist from us for the last 20 years or more. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think he's actually going to take Canada, but it would be funny if he did. King Charles. There's a name for you. The Old Windsor Group. How'd he become a king? Claim it in the name of God and dare anybody to deny you're telling the truth. Amanda says, that's right, Dana. Give him the best. Give him the best of what time he has left. Prayers. I agree. And if he's your grandfather, and judging by you being so poised and proper and intelligent and beautiful and fun to be around, seems like he was a pretty good old dad. So he deserves everything you got for him. God bless him. Bill Bennett says, I say wash, and I'm from Indiana, not Southern. Exactly, my point. Wash just don't sound right, or I may be a little simple. You're not simple. It's just a cultural thing. It's a dialect of the language. Wash. There is no R in the word wash. It's W-A-S-H. Wash. I understand it don't sound right because you've probably been hearing it your whole life. That's okay. Different strokes for different folks. That's all right. But it's not a Southern word. Mayonnaise is a Southern word. Man, there's a lot of people in chat tonight. See, that's Southern. Talking about simple. Amanda says, welcome Belt Loop, North Carolina here. Yes, we're in North Carolina, Belt Loop 29. Chat will be hit and miss for a bit. I'm at work. I understand, Belt Loop, but thank you for joining us, and consider joining the channel if you haven't done so already. Subscribe, I mean. If you want to join, you can do that too, but it's a little early for that. But hit that subscribe button. Definitely everybody hit the like button. There's 11 people in chat and only 10 likes. That means one person, and it's probably you, didn't hit the like button. You can do that by triple tapping your phone, or closing the chat, and it's behind that, one or the other. Belt Loop says, very cool, Amanda Banhammer. She is good at her job, and I'm grateful to have her. Kevin Cox, what's up, Kev? Kevin says, hey, Jake. Hey, buddy, have you checked out the store? Go check out the store. There's all kinds of new stuff in there, including some all swag. What is that? It's a line from one of my songs that the girls seem to like. I don't know why, but now it's on a t-shirt, which is cool. John says, I work for the British government cleaning the streets. I have to wear stab-proof clothes. Oh, that wasn't a joke? I'm sorry. That's terrible. Stab-proof, really? In Britain, you don't have a gun, and they don't have a gun. So if they pull you over, it's like, stop. Or I'll say stop again. Obviously. Belt Loop says, God bless North Carolina. Right on. It needs it. Thanks, Belt Loop. Dana says, I will, dear Amanda, and thank you, smiley face and rose. Amanda says, hi, Kevin. Alpine, you're not talking a whole lot. What's up, dear? Tell us about what's been going on in your life. I can keep up. Amanda says, you're welcome, Dana. Chat jumped. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Kevin Cox says, hey, lovely Amanda. Alpine says, and she starts talking as soon as I said something. Alpine says, John the Baptist cousin Rebecca. Jake, it's a joke. Oh, because of what he said earlier, I didn't catch it. Maybe I can't keep up. You got me. That's good. I like that. I don't know why I didn't see that. It's right there because he said something about when I knew John the Baptist personally to you, and then you replied you're his cousin. I don't know why I didn't catch it, but I didn't. You slipped one by me. That's a good joke. John says, Mr. P, smiley face. A bunch of them. And Amanda says, suck more than LOL. Suck more than LOL. For cigarette going out. Yeah, I light them and then I hold them and they go out and I light them again and it looks like I'm chain smoking, but it's the same cigarette. Just can't keep it lit. Alpine says, you know my real name. It's Lily. Oh, yes, it is. And I like that name. Mr. P says, ha, I wasn't sure you saw the comment, John H. LOL, about the street walking. Well, at least he's prepared when his pimp comes around, right? Pimpette, maybe. Kevin Cox says, sports update. I don't have the graphic on the vertical. I apologize. I need to fix that. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Sports update with Kevin Cox. He says the Dogs take on Oklahoma sooner than later in 20 minutes in basketball at the SEC tournament. Go Dogs. Back to you, Jake. Well, right on. Get them. I didn't know Dogs was in basketball. I thought that was a football thing. Shows what I know. And I hope they win. Go Dogs. I got a Georgia Dogs hat right there. Aaron says, ask it the meaning of life, LOL. Right on. Kevin says, I do not even know the difference between Apple 11 and Apple 13. There isn't one, except for the jack is different for some reason. But it's the same phone. And it probably cost about $200 more. It's ridiculous. I will not own an iPhone. I love Apple. I'm on one right now, but it's an old one. It's 20 years old or better. I think we said it was 19 years old. But still, it's the old stuff. It's back when Jobs was still alive. Steve, I mean. And now that the new guy has taken over, Apple has done a nosedive, and I will not own a new Apple product. They're just nonsense, and they're not even that good. Android is 10 times better than an iPhone. The only difference is there's a cult surrounding iPhone, and you look better when you have one. That's it. Belt Loop says that's called planned obsolescence. When something wears out within a year, so you have to buy another one. That's correct. And they introduced that theory in the 70s, and they've been doing it ever since. Back in the old day, which is why I like old things, they actually built things that would last. They had the consumer in mind, and they built something that you didn't have to replace back then. Now they're like, give me everything you got and keep it coming. I don't like that mentality. I'd much prefer buy something old that's made out of steel that I know will last. I prefer that. I like everything. The only thing I like that I don't like old stuff is computers. I like the mid-range stuff because the new stuff sucks. I was telling about my computer the other night. This computer is a Macintosh Pro. You can't buy this on the market. You have to build this computer. It's about 200 pounds. I don't know how much it is. Heavy. It's made out of aluminum. It looks like a cheese grater. It's got 7 fans and a graphics card that you could run the country from. It's got 7 hard drives. I got 12 plugged in various places. It's a powerful machine. I paid about $2,000 for everything on it. That includes the audio gear that's running the podcast and the lights. About $2,000. They just came out with the new version of it this year, and the base system, that's 4 gigs of RAM and a 1 gig hard drive. I mean, a 1 terabyte hard drive. $50,000. No graphics card. No Wi-Fi. None of that stuff. It's the base model. $50,000. And it goes up from there. Everything you add to it, you can get up to like $150,000 for a computer. Now, obviously, they're not marketing to people like me. They're marketing to film companies and people that do animations and things like that. But that's ridiculous. This used to be a well-kept secret. You could buy one and have a really good computer that would last 20 years and still keep up with what's on the market. Now that's no more. It's gone. That's why I don't like Apple. Because they took the good thing about Apple and destroyed it. What it is says, oh, no filter, huh? Well, here we go, mother trucker, son of a biscuit. Up for jazz whooping, I'll be jammed. Elmer Fuddrucker and Penelope Parkenfarker driving in their 1912 Muck and Fudge automobile. I can't remember the rest. I'm old. How's it go?
Elmer Fuddrucker, Penelope Parkenfarker, their 1912 Muck and Fudge automobile, drinking motherfucker swamp root.
Yeah, drinking motherfucker swamp root remedy. There you go. Try to say that 3 times real fast. Osmet R says, are you drunk? No, I am not. Why would you think I'm drunk? Because I'm talking fast? Do you see how many conversations I've got going on in front of me? Do you think I'm drunk? Do you think a drunk person can keep up with 30 conversations relatively easily? Come on now. I'm not drunk. I'm not high. It's just 8:30 on a Wednesday and there's a lot of people in chat. Come on. And I'm trying to do something entertaining. Have you tried to do that lately? Do you know what it's like to entertain people that came looking for entertainment? I don't know that I'm succeeding, but I'm trying. John says, Mr. P, I don't get that much money to be a streetwalker. You don't make that kind of money? I don't either, buddy. I'm barely scraping by.
VJ, now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep.
And apparently I have a drinking problem, so, you know. Mr. P says, they're doing all that switching around because Apple can afford it. And if the competition wants to keep up, they need to retool, etc. And can't afford it. The customers buy more too. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, people put up with that kind of nonsense because it's little increments, you know. If you can't push somebody to do whatever they don't want to do, but you can push them a little bit and they'll put up with it. And if you just push a little bit and stop, wait till they calm down, push a little bit more and then stop, wait till they calm down, push a little bit more, pretty soon you got them 30 feet away, you know. It takes a while, but that's how they do it. And they just keep cranking it up and cranking it up and cranking it up. And pretty soon you're paying $2,000 for a phone. And it does everything except make phone calls. Amanda says, hi, Osnet R. Welcome. You were here the other night, by the way. You didn't think I was drunk that night. Or maybe you did and just didn't say anything. Beltloop says, I better get back to work, y'all. Have a great day. Beltloop, thank you for being here. I hope you subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time. Amanda says, night, Beltloop. Aaron says, Kevin is only the camera. John H. says, sorry, in a funny mood tonight. Right on. Me too, I'm weird. Apparently, though, when I get in a weird mood, people think I'm drunk. Do I look drunk? Sorry. Amanda says, that's totally you, Jake. Thank you. She's talking about the belt buckle. Mr. P says, yes, Google can still see your information, so can Apple and Samsung. And they give it to government agencies, and they also sell it to third-party marketers. That's why you get so many of those weird AI phone calls during the day. They can track everything from your online purchases to books you've read and what you like to eat. Yes, and they keep track of what TV shows you watch, who you hang out with, who your friends are, how many of them own phones, where you shop, and how often you leave the house. And they can even tell how often you go to the bathroom at night by inferring by when you leave the phone and come back to it, that sort of thing. And then they use all of that information to build what's called a user profile. And they take that user profile and guess what you want in your life. And then they market it to you on Facebook and Google and YouTube and things like that. That's why so many times you've heard people talking about saying something and then 10 minutes later it shows up on their phone and they wonder if their phone is recording them secretly. It is. and it's not you. That is happening. Amanda says Jake's video on ChatGPT is 512 for those interested. Episode 512. That's when I win an argument with ChatGPT. And I'll stomp his little pasty white AI butt. Kevin says, by the way, I left Gators tonight because they refused to put on the Gators game. I'm sorry, the Georgia game. Effers. I am now at the ale house eating fish and chips. Fish and chips. Delicious. I like fish and grits. That's good. It's a good flavor combo. Well, why would they refuse to put the game on? Isn't Gators a game type place? Don't they have a TV in the main room? Seems weird. John says, Mr. P says, LOL, Kevin. Amanda says, oh, wow, Kevin, really? As much as you're there? Seems like that you would have your own private booth and a TV set up there so you can watch whatever you wanted to. I mean, you guys like run the place, don't you? You're there every night. People just don't value the customer anymore. If that was my place, you'd have a private booth and a private TV and a private gambling machine right there. And it'd be cordoned off for Kevin and April. Mr. P says, smiley, smiley, smiley. And Amanda says, LOL, I did not. I made the same coffee. When I said it was double unleaded. I know. John says, Jake, I was having a debate today with, has Jesus got sisters? Puzzled. Yes, he does. He's got brothers and sisters. He's got 4 brothers and at least 2 sisters. I don't know how many sisters he has. It just says sisters, but on one occasion it refers to 2 of them, so at least 2. And Amanda says, yes, John, he has 2 sisters and 4 brothers. There you go, at least. John says, I was right then. Thanks, Amanda. And Amanda says, absolutely, John. I think I'm getting close to the bottom here. Amanda says, and John, Mark 6:3 is the verse if you went to prove it. If you want to prove it, yes. Mark 6:3, if you want to show where his brothers and sisters are. Mr. P says, doesn't look like any chicken I've ever seen, Jake. That chicken? That's a 1 o'clock rock hard cock taking stock of his flock. And he don't need no block. He's a jock. Puck. Actually, I don't know what that is. It's not a chicken. It's like a Chinese version of what they think a chicken looks like. I don't know. It might be a griffin. Who knows what that is? It's not a chicken. It's not a peacock. It has a bill with a hook on the end of it, so it's not a peacock. I don't know what it is. But it's chicken-like. It has feathers, so they went with it. Maybe somebody has the chicken logo copyrighted, so they went with something different. Who knows? John H. says, I am not a royalist at all. His poo stinks like mine and yours. You mean you don't care for King Charles? Yeah, the monarchy is interesting. It's not what it used to be, for sure. It's like they tapped out. We're going to keep being the monarchy. We're going to keep getting your tax money and living this lavish lifestyle. But here's a prime minister. Why? Because we don't want to do anything. What do they do, actually? I really don't know. That's an honest question. What does the royal family do other than public appearances? Because it seems like, from our perspective, that's all they do. And the Jubilee. Mr. P says, my mama said, wash in public instead of public. Or public. Public? She said public? That's weird. She was a country girl, but also had a grade A education. Smartest person I've ever known. Knew the Bible like the back of her hand. Right on. Alpine says, I thought Ewans is plural in Latin. I don't know the answer to that question. It might be. But as far as I know, only upstate people that move to Georgia says Ewans, because those are the only people I've ever heard say it. I don't really know the answer to that, though. I was being facetious. Facetious. Mr. P says something. Hang on. Where'd you go? I really wish they would fix this chat jumping thing. Drives me crazy. Here we go. Mr. P says, it is Alpine. There you go. There's the answer to that question. Alpine says, cool. And Mr. P says, they're real stabby in Great Britain. Yes, they are. They don't have guns unless they're hunters in the country. And then they have rubber bands and pew. I don't know. I don't have anything funny for that. It's just sad. I wish you guys had the First Amendment like we do. Amanda says, you can keep up till your chat jumps, LOL. Yep, and then I get lost. You're right. Because I've got a drinking problem. Now I've got an excuse. Mr. P says, LOL. And John and the Pimpettes. Sounds like a British trans band. John and the Pimpettes. I like it. What's the British equivalent of Broadway? Anybody? Fab Daddy's here. He says, hit that like button, please. Yes. Yes, please. Hey, Fab Daddy, what's happening? And also, hit that chat box.
DJ, now I lay me down to sleep.
Yeah.
Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake,
Cleverly placed breather.
My best friend, right through it all.
DJ.
If I die before I wake.
VJ. That's right. All right. By the way, everybody go by and check out the new store on the on the YouTube page, on the channel, right below the first line of videos. There's a store link. Go check that out. There's plenty of new merch there to look at. Just go window shop. You don't have to buy anything, but something might catch your eye, and you could be compelled otherwise. We'll see. Amanda says, hey, Fab Daddy and Aaron, did you see Samsung came out with laptops? Well, they've had laptops. Samsung's been making computers for a long time. Pretty sure. Mr. P says, hey, Fab. John says, Mr. P, I don't follow trans bands. I'm normal, I think. Ha! Only weird people think they're normal. Kevin says, I woke up the other night, turned on the television to ESPN, and saw something beyond belief. Professional pillow fighting. I like real sports, not pickleball and their new shit. I'm starting a campaign to stop professional pillow fighting. You can join the campaign with a mere $100 donation. All proceeds go to me and Amanda, right? There's a good cause if I've ever seen one. Professional pillow fighting. That's something I've never seen. Was it girls or was it dudes? Because if it was girls, hold your tongue, mister. Require they wear thongs. It's part of the sport, so you can have maximum flexibility. That's what volleyball says anyway. Amanda says, LOL, John. Mr. P says, I didn't figure, John. Just taking a piss. Just taking the piss out of you, sir. Giving the old Mickey. Amanda says, damn, Kevin, LOL. And thanks for the sub on my channel, Alpine. Yes, thank you. Do sub. If you haven't done so already, please do. It's a great place to be. Chat's full of genuine, fabulous people. There's nobody having more fun on the internet than us. I guarantee it. This is a great place to be. The best. Bill Bennett says, say toy boat 3 times fast. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Toy boat. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Red leather, yellow leather. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickles down by the All right, it's enough of that. Mr. P says, I didn't know you were even running content, Amanda. I'll check it out. How about that? Amanda's getting famous. Kevin says, I'm drunk and can keep up with all of this. It just takes practice, Jake. Right on. I'm a new drunk. I'm fresh out of drunk school. I hadn't been doing it very long. I'm new on the job. Bill Bennett says, great job, Jake. You're all great. Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate that. Alpine says, Amanda, I thought I was already, LOL, already a subscriber. You're welcome. Maybe not. And when I got it, I'll feed Jake. Promise. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you're fine. No pressure. Not putting it on a credit card. I don't blame you. I hear you. I understand. Amanda says, LOL, it's all good, Alpine. And what it is says, fudge that iPhone. Right. Samsung, hey, this Samsung does everything I want it to. No problem. I like it just fine. I don't need an iPhone to be cool. I don't need to sit with the cool kids. Amy Elizabeth is here. Hello, Amy. She says, like, shared, and invited some friends. Awesome. Appreciate it. Amanda says, hey, Amy. And Amanda says, I agree what it is. I'm a Samsung Android person all the way. I just got a new tablet. It's interesting. There's a promotion on the whatever the phone comes from. Can't remember. What is our phone service? I say, what is our phone service? T-Mobile. It's a promotion on T-Mobile. And I got me a new tablet. It's a 11-inch tablet. It looks very nice. I can't wait to get it. See what happens. Mr. P says, I'm always in a weird mood. Is there any other way? No. Nope. Bill says, belt loop. Where you come up with the name? Where did you come up with the name belt loop? Maybe he likes holding up the britches of the organization. John says, I had to use my laptop. My phone died. All this talk about phones. Strange, right? Interesting. Kevin says, I'm drinking Guinness tonight. I may start writing in Gaelic. Right on. You know, the Irish Prime Minister is visiting the White House today. I don't know why that's important, but there you go. Alpine says, belt hole was taken. Nice. And also gross. Belt hole. Ew. What it is they got my cooter pie favorite on file. Wow. They got my cooter pie favorite on file. Wow. Yes, they do. They know what you're looking at 2 o'clock in the morning when you think everybody's asleep. They're watching. Even if you got it on private, they know. I've recently come to terms with the fact that private browsing and VIPs, or VPNs rather, are nonsense. That's not true. They say that a VPN masks your IP address so that the internet service provider can't tell who's online and what you're doing and where you're going. They absolutely can. They know exactly what you're doing. At all times. It's a scam. If you're a VPN user, they get a kickback, so they leave you alone for a little while. But if you overstep the bounds, if you do something you're really not supposed to long enough, they'll shut you off. Trust me. Mr. P says, it's crazy. I've been talking about buying a camper and a new truck, and never once did I type that into my device. And within 24 hours, I had dealers as on Facebook and YouTube coming up. Yeah, because they're listening to you. Sorry, somebody dinging me. Who's dinging me while I'm on the internet? Somebody shouldn't be dinging me while I'm on the internet. I'm busy from 8:30 to 10:30. Aaron says, that's funny. We covered that in Bible study. Right on. We absolutely did. Danny says, I am against the AI technology. I'm having a tough time with it myself. I know that I need to learn how to use it because that's the way computers are going, and pretty soon everything is going to be operated by AI, and if you don't know how to use it, it's going to be just like in the old days when the old people got a hold of Windows computers and did not know what to do because they didn't go with the technology. So I know I need to learn it, but I do not want to. I have a bad feeling in my stomach about it. I don't like it. I don't like the way computers are going. I wish it would go back to the way it was in the 90s, but it's not gonna. See if I can smoke this one. Aaron says, I asked. You asked what, Aaron? Diego, what's up, buddy? He says, hi, Jake. Mr. P says, I am too, Dana. Hugely against it. Yeah, I got a bad taste in my mouth about it. I don't like it at all. Amanda says, hi, Diego. Mr. P says, God save the king. Well, there's only one, and his name is Jesus. Dana says, Mr. P, thumbs up. Kevin Cox says, hey, Diego. Mr. P says, the royal families of Europe hoard money. The British royal family has a set sum and receives something like a stipend every year to top up their cash flow. Yeah, they're definitely taking the tax monies, and they get various funds from various places, and they travel around and make appearances, and they do things like that. But I mean, as far as running things, what does the monarchy do? I don't know. Alpine says, royals perform diplomacy duties, but I think they are a waste of money and time. I'm trying to drill down to what those diplomacy duties are, because I know they go out and make appearances, but I don't know exactly what they're doing or if it has an effect on the population, or is it just like, is that the British version of rock stars? Are they the Kardashians in Britain? You know, just something everybody looks up to? I'm not real sure. Linda Davis says, good evening all. Hi, Linda. Linda, if you'll direct your attention to the store link in the channel's front page, you'll find some new interesting stuff there that's got your name on it. I did that just for you. Dana says, the royal families of the England want to colonize and control the whole world. This is what they do for the last 200 years, and they are not stopping. Interesting. I did not know that. They can't have America. We fought and won, so they're not getting it back. Try as they may. Hi, Linda. How are you? How's Walter? Have you seen Walter this week? Mr. P says they have a show on GB for the royal family. What's that called, John? Meghan Markle? The Meghan Markle Hour? I don't know. GB. Is that some form of the BBC? Or is that Google Broadcasting? I'm not sure what GB is. Linda Davis says, it's been so crazy busy around here, I forgot it was Wednesday. I know the feeling. I've been running like a chicken with my head cut off all day, hence the title. Amanda says, oh, Linda, well, you made it anyway. Right on. Aaron says, Samsung has laptops 15 years ago. Yeah, I thought so. They've been doing it a while. Not new. And John H. says, Mr. P is called GB News. Here on the BBC, it's GB News. Starring David Attenborough, who will talk to you in an incredibly annoying whisper. Mr. P says, Dana, they've given up far more territory to vassals declaring independence than they've gained in the last 200 years. Everything is claimed. Aaron says, phone, just a smaller version. Right on. Amanda says, LOL, oh well, I guess I'm new. How's that feel? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Mr. P says, you are correct, though, Dana. The British royal family are expansionists, 100%. She usually is. Aaron says they are making a tri-fold laptop very soon. Interesting. I guess because you can set it up in front of you like that. I don't know, that'd be weird. Kevin says, sorry, it was men pillow fighting. Well, I'm on board. Where do I sign? Let's get this, shoot, I can't even think of what that thing's called. You know, where everybody signs. Let's get this petition started. I think I have Alzheimer's or something. I need some CoQ10 in my diet. Alpine says, vassals, wow, I wasn't prepared for all this information. Oh, sometimes it gets deep in here, Alpine. Real deep. Amanda says, oh, damn, Darren, I want a Samsung Fold. They are too cool. Yes, she's been dying to have one of those fold phones. My only goal is to make enough money to get her one. I don't know why they're cool, but she wants one, so we're going to find one. Pixel has a fold too, says Aaron. Yeah, Pixel. That's one of them phones that came out about the same time the Google phone came out, isn't it? Pixel. I don't know if they're any good or not. I've never used one. However, I have used the Google phone, and I'm not a big fan. I've also used a Windows phone, and I don't like that very much either. It's like they didn't get the memo of what a phone is supposed to be. That reminds me of the old days back when I was a young strapping teenager, and I'd sell vacuum cleaners by a company called TriStar, and it looked like a little pig. It was in a box. The box had all kinds of pieces of cardboard in it, and you'd have to make a presentation out of taking it out of the box and setting it up, and it was real pretty and cool, and you'd put all these weird attachments on it, and you could float steel balls in the air. You could cut people's hair with it. You could put a garbage bag around your couch and suck it flat. You could paint your house. You could drain your swimming pool. You could air up your tires. The only thing it would not do is vacuum the floor. It would break every time you tried to vacuum a floor because it was so powerful. It would suck up all the hair and guts and blood and stuff that's in your carpet and clog it up and break it every single time. I don't know how that company stayed in business, but they still sell vacuum cleaners just under a different name now. And that's what cell phones are. They're so crammed full of shit that they barely can make phone calls. It's a phone. What was wrong with the kitchen phone on the wall with the cord? There's nothing wrong with that technology. Why? Do away with it. Nobody has a landline anymore. It's all cell phones. Amy Elizabeth says, an hour and a half, and I start my mini vacation. I had to take a few days off for my mental health. Mental acuity is very important, Amy. You need to stay focused and don't listen to the people under the bed. I hear voices, but they all speak Spanish, and I have no idea what they're saying, so it's all good. Amanda says, yep, I saw those. I'm addicted to Samsung, though. LOL. Danny says, Mr. P, after they plundered all the colonies, Africa, India, and many islands, they dumped them. The next on their list is Russia. Russia. Mr. P says, say, I really like Davina. 3 times fast. Say, I really like Davina. I really like Davina. I really like Davina. I really like Davina. I don't get it, but I said it. Aaron says, when is your birthday, Jake? December 10th, 1974, for those of you counting. That's old. That's a day before they invented dirt. December 10th. I'm currently in the 50s bracket. Amanda says, I'm not Jake, but it's in December, Aaron. Amanda says, and your tablet is a Samsung. Yes, my new tablet is a Samsung. And it's pretty. And I can't wait to get it and play with it. I don't know what I can use it for, but I'll find something. Probably put lyrics on it and just be my teleprompter. John says, I'm not full British. My granddad was American and died over in France in the Second World War. Nice. Well, I say you live in Britain, you're full British. Aaron says, Jake, have you read 𝕂𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝? I have not. What is that about? And who wrote it? I may have read it. I don't remember it. If you refresh my memory, though, I might spring into action, but I don't think I read that. Amy says, Ireland has a new citizen, Rosie O'Donnell. No give-backs. Ah, yes. She finally let Trump derangement syndrome get the better of her, and she vacated to another country to make this country great again. Way to go, Trump. She has no idea that she just did that and gave him props at the same time. Kevin says, I've had some cooter pie, Bill. Very nutritious and delicious. I think it was Bill that said that. It might have been Aaron, but I think it was Bill. Or what it is. Strike that conversation altogether. I don't remember who said it. Maybe I do have a drinking problem. Amy says, hold your tongue and say Amanda was born on pirate ship. Amanda was born on a pirate ship. Doesn't work. I have proper syntax, and I have a very talented tongue. Ladies. Mr. P says, John H., that's great. You can claim citizenship here more easily. You can get here just in time for the Civil War or the race war. Terrifying. Amanda says, ugh, Amy, LOL, too funny. Kevin Cox says, Amy, Rosie O'Donnell counts as 2 Irish citizens. Ha ha! Fat joke. I like it. Amanda says, and I visioned you doing it too. I did it, so you don't have to vision it. Or if you're British, it's envisaged. Why? I don't know. Monkey Juice. Is Tesla 100% made in America? Probably not, Monkey Juice. It's called Tesla, and it's made out of plastic largely, so I would say it's probably Chinese made. That's just my guess, but I don't know. I wouldn't own a Tesla, so I guess that's something. I don't believe in the electric car nonsense in the first place because I'm smart enough to know you got to plug it in, and that takes electricity, which is made by coal. Might as well just have a gas-powered vehicle. I try not to involve myself in things that are arbitrary, and climate change fear is arbitrary. You know what happens when you recycle and you take all the time to separate your little cans and your little glass bottles and your little trash into 3 colored bins, and then you take them all outside and you put them in your 3 bins that take up space in your driveway? The truck comes and puts them all into 1 bin and takes them to the dump, and that ends up in the ocean. So stop doing that already. Sorry to break your bubble there, recyclers, but you're not doing anything. You're wasting time. That's it. And money, because it costs money to buy the stuff that makes the separation possible. Oh, no, I don't want to hear that. You make me get in my electric car and bzzz on out of here. I bet everybody that owns an electric car also wears a mask in the car while the windows are up and they're alone. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Mr. P says the Dems are gonna riot. They are trying to start a revolution. Mark my words. I think the Dems are petering out. They have run out of ideas and have started panicking. And now they're doing really silly things like crying and singing. It's weird. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're in very much control from where I sit, but if they do riot, it'll be disjointed. I say we should write our battle plans down in cursive on the back of a map and deliver it to our location strategically in a stick shift, and we'll win that fight with no problem. Amanda says, hey, Monkey Juice. Monkey says, hey, Amanda. Amanda, light of my life. Aaron says, I think medically AI can change lives for like false limbs. Yeah, I think that's a good use of AI. Using it to drive driverless cars is not a good use of AI. I think that with AI technology, there's some beautiful things that can be done with it if people are properly motivated to do those kind of things. That being said, chances are they're going to be doing all the wrong things with it, using it to try and enrich themselves rather than enrich the people they designed it to improve the lives of. However, if they can figure out how to use AI to operate artificial limbs, they give people their arms back, that would be fantastic, and their legs. If Elon Musk is successful with that chip that I can't remember what it's called, the computer chip, where he's got people playing chess with their mind. If he's successful in bridging the gap between damaged spinal cords and he can give mobility back to the legs, that would be a beautiful use of AI. I don't think they're going to do it that way, though. I think they're probably going to do the worst possible thing with it. Amanda says, yep, they are, Monkey, but some parts come from Canada. So they're Canadian-made, the Tesla, and American-made. Aaron says, sorry, I asked about Jesus' sisters during the study, and you answered. Sorry, typing on the phone is hard sometimes. I hear you, buddy. Sometimes I can't get what you're trying to say because you don't give me enough information, and sometimes my brain just don't make the connection because I got a lot going on at one time. But we'll get there. We'll figure it out. This communication thing goes both ways, and we're both trying at it. So as long as we keep that in mind and nobody gets mad because they can't read text into tone, we're good. Amanda says, Trump is getting Teslas for himself and his employees. Yep, they had that on TV today where he was looking at the Teslas. I still can't take anybody seriously that drives a Cybertruck, though. That thing looks like it drove out of a cartoon. I just can't take it seriously. It is a nice truck. I can't look at it. But that souped-up Tesla, the sporty little red one that they had on there, that's nice. I'd like to drive that. 0 to 60 in like a second. It's ridiculous. John says, the royal handshake like Andrew does. Interesting. What is the royal handshake? How can you shake hands poshly? Like that? I think that means something else. That means something else over here anyway. Mr. P says, GB is Great Britain. Got it. I should have known that. Linda says, he's been slacking. I only talked to him one day this week. I'm sorry. That is kind of slacky. The Teespring link doesn't work, and the Streamlabs link says coming soon. Yeah, the Streamlab link is down. The link in the chat, that is down. But if you go to the channel, if you go to the front page of the channel, it's right there on the front, visit store, and that'll take you straight to it. I've got to work on the links that hadn't been upgraded yet. But I'm not using Streamlabs as a store anymore, so that's down, and I got to change that. Eventually, I'll have the Teespring store in the chat, but it's not there yet. But you can, I think the little picture down in the bottom left-hand corner of the merchandise, those are just select merchandises, and that will not take you to the store. It'll just take you to that product. I don't know if you could go around it and get back to the store through that or not. I haven't tried it. But if you go to the channel, go to the main page, it's right there on the front page. Just click that link and it'll take you to it. Mr. P says, no, John, I meant the show they do for the royal family, like a talent show. Yeah, on a channel called GB. That's the way I read it anyway. I know GB stands for Great Britain, but he was reading it like it was a channel like BBC. Or that's the way I read it anyway. John says, I banned the BBC from my house. Gone woke. Don't you have to pay for the BBC, like some kind of tax that pays for the BBC? I can't remember how that goes, but it's something like every citizen has to pay a certain percentage to the BBC in their taxes. Something like that, right? Is that right? Mr. P says, it's got a specific name, like GB Royal Family. Or Royal Family's Gone Wild. See what I mean? 3 lights, 1 cigarette. Amanda says, oh, dang, Linda, give him a spanking and put his ass on the boat, LOL. Terrifying. He probably deserves it. Amanda says, you have to go to the store link on the main page, Alpine. Yep. Aaron says, they trash. The royal family? Yeah, they trash. I have Google Pixel. Is it any good? I've never used one. Alpan says, Amanda, I did. Well, I don't know why I wouldn't. Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to go to the main page. It might be updating or something. Let's see.
Go ahead, we got it.
You got it? Okay. All right. I'm just checking. Alpine says, I did. Aaron says, but the fold is bad. Bad as in good or bad as in bad? Alpine says, I think I did. Amy Elizabeth says, I can get to the shop by clicking on the icon that looks like the shopping bag next to the comment bar. Okay. So apparently there's a shopping bag next to the comment bar that you can click. Thank you, Amy. John says, Mr. P, don't watch anything about them. I watch right-wing TV. John says, I don't care what the Royals are doing. I don't blame you. Amanda says, the shop link, Alpine. Alpine says, I tried the link in the description and the one in the chat. Oh, I need to change the one in the description then, I guess. Okay, I'll fix that. Linda Davis says, Amanda, when I catch my breath and have some private time, I need to give you a call. Anytime, Linda, anytime, day or night, you call us. One of us will answer the phone. Mr. P says, oh, I don't know, John. No big deal. Or I didn't know. I didn't know, John. No big deal. The British Got Talent show sends the winner to the show I mentioned. I don't know the name of it, though. So if you win Britain's Got Talent, you go to another talent show or another show that's Britain operated. Interesting. And anybody interested, there is the link in the chat to the store. It's Jake Johnson Band store. Alpine says, or Amanda says, Alpine, here's the link. And Mr. P says, hi, Linda. Alpine says, that worked. Thanks. Nice. Glad we worked that out. Thank you, Amanda. See what I mean about her being good at her job? I don't even have to do anything. All I got to do is say stuff, and she puts it into action. That's pretty awesome. Everybody give a round of applause to the band hammer. Linda Davis says, I want to check in on Rachel, too. Have you heard from her, Amanda? As far as I'm concerned, she was here. Today's Wednesday. She was here Sunday for a minute. Sunday or Saturday. I don't think it was Saturday. Might have been Friday. It was either Friday or Sunday she was here for a minute, and then she disappeared. Amanda may have heard from her. I don't know. Amanda says, you're welcome, hon. There is more than clothes on there, too, but it gets you there anyway. Yeah, I'm working on a bunch of stuff. Eventually, there'll be a whole bunch of things in there, and I'll try to figure out a way to get them into categories. I don't know that they have that option, but I'll give it a shot. And that way it'll be easier to look through the stuff as I get more and more stuff on there, but it just takes time. Amanda says, yes, Linda, she's doing better. Still a little down, but coming back up. Thanks for asking. So Rachel is doing better. She was kind of worrying us last week. Linda says, Mr. P, smiley face heart. Amy says, my grandfather immigrated from England in 1902. He was a semi-professional baseball player. Sweet. 1902. Wow. Talk about a long time ago. Amanda says, okay, Linda, call me anytime. I'm home alone all day when Jake is at work. Aaron says, Stephen King wrote in on Fort Myers Beach. Oh, the book you were telling me about? ℂ𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝? Was that what it was called? Stephen King wrote it on Fort Myers Beach, and it's about AI and phones taking over before it even happened. Interesting. Yeah, some of those sci-fi things back in the 70s, spot on. If you ever watch the old Star Trek and look at how many things that they predicted that came true, it's ridiculous. It's almost like they had a looking glass or something. John says, Mr. P, I think it's called palladium. 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 Sounds like cheap metal. Palladium. It's palladium. Aaron says, Steven does not own a cell phone in real life. How does he do all those tweets? I guess from his computer. Have you ever watched his Twitter feed? Guy is a lunatic. Left wing. He's out there. Mr. P says, we need some good people in here, Linda. I like having fellow Greeks around. I'm only half Greek. We need more good people in here. Are you suggesting that Greek people are good people? I think you are. I'm just teasing. I don't really have anything for that joke-wise, but we definitely need more people, preferably good ones, in here, for sure. Amanda says, talented tongue. Haha. He said talented tongue. Monkey Juice says, I'm still waiting on day one. How's your 401k doing? I don't have a 401k, Monkey Juice, and day one happened 60 days ago. What are you talking about? Did you read the news today? There's a ceasefire in Ukraine. The border is closed. Department of Education is shut down. The U.S. aid is shut down. There's tariffs going all over the place. Money is pouring into the country. Apple just pledged something like $50 billion to spend in America building new factories and such. There's a lot of great things happening today. So, which day one are you referring to? If we're talking about Trump. If you're talking about something else, I don't know what you're talking about. Amanda says, what are you talking about, Monkey? What you talking about, Monkey? Amy says, my eyes are the strongest muscle in my body because I'm always rolling them at stupid comments. Good one. Mr. P says, terribly, Monkey, terribly. Linda Davis says, Mr. P, what are you besides Greek? I know us Greeks have some damn good food. Definitely. Monkey Juice says, why terrible? Is what it is, LOL. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm happy. I can see positivity happening in the future. I can see things coming up. I'm starting to make more money. And if I am, so is everybody else, because I live on 100% on trickle-down money. Money comes from your party budget. If you don't spend it, I don't eat. Amy Elizabeth says, the recycling at work gets put in the same platform at the dump as the trash. Right, because it is trash, and they don't discriminate at the plant. They don't even do. What do you think happens to your trash when it goes to the dump? You would think that they'd be doing some kind of, turning plastics into different materials and separating glass and remelting it and making windows for houses. And nope, none of that. They just dig a hole and bury it. Or they ship it on a barge to China, which is true, unfortunately. I don't know why. I say Elon Musk ought to build a giant platform rocket and send all the trash to the sun. Burn it up in outer space. That's what we should do. Give the sun more life, more fuel to burn, and get it off the planet. Why ain't nobody working on that? You don't have to send people into space, so you can literally shoot it up there with a slingshot, and it will work. It'd have to be a big slingshot, but literally, you don't have to worry about breaking the sound barrier or anything, breaking people's necks. So just shoot it up there. You could take and dig a big hole in the ocean and then fill it full of water and use the water pressure to shoot a disc of trash up into the air. And once it goes out of the orbit, if you shoot in the right spot, it'll just keep right on moving until it hits the sun. If you just shoot it in that direction, the gravity of the sun will just pull it in. So why isn't anybody doing that? Here's old Jake solving all the world's problems. I think we should take all the porn tapes that were created in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, gather them all up, have an organization in the FBI to go out and just gather up all the porn, put it all in a big old airplane and send it over to the Middle East and just dump it out the back. That would solve all the problems there. And then we should take all the trash and shoot it into the sun. And with all the money we save, we should build houses in the desert for homeless people. How about that? I'm Jake. I'm running for president. This message was approved by Jake Johnson. What it is says racist, NASCAR, NHRA, SOCA, World of Outlaw Spirit Cars. Yes, I'm definitely a racist. I like Dale Earnhardt Jr. Amy says, monster trucks in Indy this weekend. Indy. Monster trucks are in Indiana this weekend. Nice. I'm from Florida, so they're like next door. So I'm not real big on the monster trucks. I grew up watching them. Bigfoot lived in my neighborhood, so, Linda says, your chat's about to jump and you'll be lost. Adamantium. What? Come on now. I have no idea where you're at. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Linda says, did you hear that the electric charging stations wouldn't work because of the cold? Yes. A funny thing about batteries, they don't function real well in cold weather. So, yeah, that's a problem. So all the charging stations they're building up north in the wintertime, you're just out of luck. You need a truck for the wintertime with a big battery. Amanda says, oh, man, Amy, I'd love to be there for the monster truck thing. She's a real gearhead. She loves cars and trucks and such. She would love that. Me, I don't care. I'd like to drive one. I don't want to watch them drive around in circles. To me, that's just watching a bunch of people going left or right, whichever way you're going. Bill Bennett says climate change is a hoax. Recycling is real, at least where I am at. I gave my beer cans. The rest goes to the landfill. Well, recycling is not real. You may recycle them, but I assure you when they get to the trash, they all go to the trash. Doesn't matter. They don't have separate places. And if they do, it's in the same landfill. It's just trash. It just makes you feel better about doing something, but it's not really doing anything. That's my point. And if recycling works, how come there is a island the size of Texas in the Pacific Ocean made of trash, plastic mostly. And climate change is a hoax. What would happen if climate didn't change? Has anybody ever asked that question? What would happen to the world if climate stopped changing? Period. No more climate change. What would happen? Just think about that. If it was summer forever where you are, or winter forever where you are. Mr. P says, I don't have a 401k anymore, Monkey. I cashed out 3 years ago when COVID cost me 2/3 of my effing income. Right on. Amy says, Amanda, they trucked in dirt in dump trucks. Yeah, they got to make the arena jumpable, right? So they bring in lots of dirt and lots of old cars. That's how they do it. Amy says, I read that one. Amanda says, I bet I love monster truck shows. So fun. I'm an automotive junkie, LOL. Don't ask her to tint your windows, though. Mr. P says, 4 years ago now. No more 401k. Bunch of fours in that sentence. Amy says, I don't care what the left says or thinks about Elon, because they idolized him before he bought X. Now, the right has an equal say, and the left can't stand it. Exactly. That's exactly what's going on. They love anybody that supports their narrative. As soon as they change up, they're out. Period. And Alpine says, mud bogging, woohoo! Yes. That sounds like a lot of fun. I've always wanted to be one of those guys that had a big truck and then go out in the swamp and just run through the swamp and mud and have mud everywhere. I never did get to do that as a young man. I've been with some other people that did it, but I never got to do it myself. Kind of missed those days. Mud. Amanda says, hell yeah, Alpine. Every now and then, though, I burn out in the parking lot, though. I get the aggression out somehow. And when it's icy, I like to make the car spin around. I usually only do that in my driveway, but I like to do it. Amanda says, hell yeah, Alpine. I think I read that. And then Alpine says something. It looks like a starfish farting. I don't know what that is.
It's a tractor.
That's a tractor? Why is it farting?
Tractor pull.
It's pulling a fart?
Just read on.
Moving on. Amy says, if it wasn't for double standards, the Dems would have zero standards. I'm going to hire you to write my slogans and one-liners. You're either very good at it or you watch entirely too much Facebook. Amanda says, right, Amy? And Amanda says, tractor pulls are too fun. Why would pulling tractors be fun? I don't understand that. That's what they do. They're tractors. They pull. I don't get it. I don't get it. I've been to a tractor pull once, but there was no tractors, and they didn't pull anything. They jumped stuff. That's a tractor jump, and it wasn't a tractor. It was a truck, so it would be a truck jump, not a tractor pull. I don't get it. Amy says the MSM lied to the left for years, and people blindly believed the nonsense. The right is bad, too, but not as bad. Russia, Russia, Russia. Yeah, well, both sides definitely spin the narrative in their direction. That is true. Whether it be Fox News or CNN or MSDNC, that's why you need to go to independent sources, get the headlines, and then go look for yourself what happened once you know what the problem is. Go look and see. That's the only way you're going to get the truth of anything. At least independent sources talk about the right headlines. They may or may not spin it. They may or may not have all the information, but at least they get you thinking about the right stuff. Then go look for yourself. It's always best to get firsthand information if you're in the world of collecting information. Otherwise, you could live a perfectly blissful life and not know any of this is going on and just react when the world caves in around you. Might be a better option, actually, now that I think about it. John says, I've got a projector and a fire stick, so I don't pay for it. Right on. We are talking about TV, right? Because that could go more than one direction. I got a fire stick, too, if you know what I'm saying. Mr. P says, they still do tractor pulls? I haven't seen one of those in years. I haven't either, actually, come to think of it. They used to have commercials on TV like every day. Sunday, 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 tractor pull, blah, 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 blah. Right? Remember those commercials? They don't do that anymore that I've seen. Mr. P says, my cousin won $5,000 at a tractor pull. Really? Maybe I need to go pull some tractors. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. Aaron says, fold, #1 repaired phone. Don't do it. There you go, Amanda. Aaron Decoder is telling you that a fold is a big scam. It means you're going to break it almost instantly. She says, I love projectors, John. I like them too, but every one I've ever seen looks fuzzy to me. And I like a crisp, crystal clear picture. And I've yet to see one that doesn't have problems with light. So like during the day, you're not going to watch TV during the day. If you have a window in the room, it's going to be washed out, right? So if you can fix that, then I would like projectors. I guess the only way to do that would be I have a blacked out room and only watch TV in that room with the doors closed and the lights off. But if you turn the light on, you won't be able to see the wall. Alpine Gulch says, is he single? Kidding. Who? Is who single? Because probably. Who would you like to meet, Alpine? Let Uncle Jake hook you up. Who are you talking about? Aaron says, wavy hands. Mr. P says, I have a fire stick. I never use it anymore. You got to update them. True. All things electronic, you have to update. I got for my Christmas a big Fire TV. The whole TV is a Fire Stick. That's pretty sweet. And it's a 4K TV, too, so you got real good picture. And then we went down to the U-Trade It, which is like a local thrift store where they take in used goods and then sell it for a profit. But you find all kind of cool stuff in there. And we got a sound bar to go under the TV, so now we got kind of surround sound. It bounces off the wall, so it kind of feels like surround, but we need a bass bin. That's the only thing that's missing. But now we've got a very good-sounding large TV that picks up everything. And it's got Roku built in, and it's got Amazon Fire built in, and we've got Paramount and a few other things. So that's basically what I'm trying to tell you is that we spend all our time looking for something to watch, and we never quite spend any time watching because there's so much content to go through that you never find anything to watch except for Hell's Kitchen. Right? So, and we got YouTube on the TV too, so I go to sleep watching YouTube videos. Amanda says, you're welcome, Jake. Kissy face heart. Thank you. Monkey Juice says, yep, nothing is completely built in America. Looks like Elon will feel the effects on tariffs. Really? What are you saying? Nothing is completely built in America. There's a lot of things that will be built in America very soon. There's a lot of things that used to be built in America but got sent overseas by your party. Trump is trying to bring those things back to America so that we can build things in America. So, yeah. Elon probably will feel the effects of tariffs because he sells Teslas, which are partly made in Canada. However, you notice who's standing beside the president? So I'm guessing they probably got something worked out. You notice who was buying Teslas today? Trump was. So I'm guessing they got a deal. We'll see. Amanda says, we have a Fire TV and Roku. Yes. Monkey says, just saying. Right, but it's your party that did that. So, keep saying. But while you're saying, learn something. Stop voting for those people. That's why we have nothing in America. And Amy says, eye roll, wallet envy. Right on. She's got to work out, so she's got to get those eye rolls in. Doing reps now. Amanda says, no, Elon won't. His cars are produced in the USA. I thought you said they were in part created in Canada. Amanda, Monkey Juice says, you go, Banhammer. Bill Bennett says, good night, guys. I love you all. Sweet dreams. Bill, God bless you. Good night. We'll see you next time. Friday, I think. Say hello to the kids for us. Amanda says, thanks, Monkey. Thanks, Monkey. Amanda says, good night, Bill. Jesus, it's 10:30 already. How did it get so late? Hey, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications when I'm going to be online. Smash that like button. It's free. It's effortless. It's right in front of you. There's 20 people in chat and only 15 likes. Hit that like button, please. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid, make your own Kool-Aid. Critical thinking, that's what I want. Critical think coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you love what you hear and you like to support the channel, consider hitting that join button. Get yourself a J tag. Stand out in the crowd. Look good in green. Also, you can throw a super chat. You can feed Jake by doing that. But if you feel led to help out in a substantial way, you can do that by going to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband. Or if you're a Cash App user, $ Jake Johnson Band. Every little bit helps. It is a win-win. It is a blessing for me. But it's a blessing for you too. Why? Because God notices these things, and I dare you to do that with a drinking problem. All right, back to the show. Let's get to the bottom of the chat so I can go to bed and turn off for a minute. As if. Amanda says, good night, Bill. John says, it's nearly $170 for a TV licensed now over here in a con. Or it's a con. $170 for a TV license. That's the BBC thing I was talking about. Yeah. That's crazy. 170 pounds. Isn't that what that symbol means? It's either pounds or lira. I never can get those two right. Or sterling. I don't know the symbolage. But anyway, you have to pay for the right to watch TV because BBC is everything in London, right? Do you guys have other things? Is there other networks, or is BBC it? You can't watch anything except BBC. I don't know. If so, that's definitely a racket, and they pulled one over on you guys. The new Doctor Who is not that good. It's not worth 170 pounds sterling. Mr. P says, Amanda, I may just move down there with a camper. I got to find a job first, though. Freaking expensive to do anything anymore. But I'm planning on Florida or South Carolina, maybe. Well, you come on, Mr. P. The weather's nice down here, and we need more Southerners. So, come on down. Linda Davis says, I need to get Walter a new hat, and I'm waiting on a coffee tumbler for him. Hint, hint. Go look at the store, Linda. There's a coffee tumbler there just for you guys. And there's a pillow, and there's a hat, and all other things are there, too. But I'm checking on, I see what you're saying. Is there any particular kind of tumbler you would like? What would you like it to say? There's a Bible study tumbler there now. And there's also a water bottle with a straw on it. You know, and they're made out of aluminum, just like this is. Or steel, or whatever this is made out of. It's that kind. It's a nice tumbler. It ain't exactly what I wanted. I wanted one with a handle, but they do have them, so I went with one. Go check them out. Palladium, question mark. Is that what Wolverine has in his bones? Nope, that'd be adamantium. Or is it unobtainium? It's adamantium, I think. Mr. P says adamantium. Right-o. Palladium is what cheap necklaces are made out of. I don't know. I think it's a TV show, too. Amanda says, right, Mr. P? You got to do what you got to do, man. John H. says, the Royal Palladium Show. Nice. Amy says, either one. He's hot. I don't care if he had plastic in his bones. He's hot. He was during the making of that movie anyway. He don't quite look that way anymore. Mr. P says, adamantium is in Wolverine. I'm an avid follower of the DC and the Marvel shows and movies. I liked the first few movies, but they got kind of ridiculous after a while, and I couldn't get into the TV shows at all. Mr. P says, oh, sorry, Linda. I didn't see your reply. I'm Italian. John, Bull English, and German. Bull English, isn't that a dog? Besides Greek. John Bull English in German. What is John Bull English? John H. says, I talk trash. I know. I love it. Amanda says, LOL, John, me too. Amy says, space junk. I like it. If we're going to use space for anything, there's a lot of it out there. Might as well put our trash somewhere where it wouldn't bother us. Somewhere out there. Might be a good place for it. Unless you're worried about alien bumper fender benders. Alien fender bender. There'd be a lawyer out there somewhere with a TV commercial about that. Have you been flying through Alpha Centauri and hit a piece of space trash from America? Call 1-800-Dewey-Screw-'em-and-Howl. Kevin! I have an opportunity for you. You might want to hear it. Linda says, Amy, I think my 13-year-old son might have you been on that eye-rolling muscle. Have you been... He might have you. He's been on that eye-rolling muscles. I hope he makes it to 14. With the eye rolling. If he rolls them at you, he might not make it past 13. Is that what you're saying? And Amanda says, Elon can send it to the sun. Trash. I like it. I might make a t-shirt that says, send your trash to the sun. This message is approved by Jake Johnson. I don't know. We'll come up with something. John says, Amanda, every day being a street cleaner. Speaking trash, talking trash. Wouldn't you like to send your trash to the sun? Whoever comes up with the concept and makes that right, makes it happen, that country is going to be the richest country in the world because everybody's going to want to get in on that, I promise. Especially India. They got a lot of trash in India. India and China. They are the filthiest countries in the world per capita, and they pay the least amount of carbon taxes per capita. Interesting, that. Mr. P says, Elon can strap that rocket to his ass for all I care. Big ideas and minimal follow-through. He's just like money. He just likes money. He's not about helping anyone. Well, I don't know. He jumped on the Trump bandwagon pretty fast. Seems like he wants to do something good. We'll see. All that stuff remains to be seen. I don't know how this new partnership's going to work out. I don't know how Doge is going to do, but it seems like they're doing good for the country so far. Oh, Lord. My chat just jumped again, and it grew by about half. Wow. I thought I was at the bottom. Nowhere near the bottom. Here we go. 3/4. Amanda says, LOL, Linda, my mama would pop me in the back of my head when I rolled my eyes at her. My mama would hit me in the face with a frying pan if I sighed and rolled my eyes at her. Amanda says, LOL, John. Amanda says, I disagree, Mr. P. That rhymed. Mr. P says, Linda, it's rough growing up in a Greek family. Kill or be killed. Wow. That is tough. Linda says, well, Mr. P, you have been blessed with some good genetics, Greek and Italian. Yep, you can cook well and you know what to do with spinach. Johnny says it goes in one hole. It all goes in one hole in the ground. I know, right? All the trash goes into one place. It doesn't matter how you recycle it. Amy Elizabeth says, happy hump day, y'all. Happy hump day. Hope you're doing good on a Wednesday. Mr. P says, understood, Amanda. He's been pissing me off lately. What did he do to piss you off, John? Amanda says, camel. Monkey Juice says, climate always changes. Just doesn't need any help. Climate has always changed. It always will change. It doesn't matter if we do anything or not. It's going to change. And the percent of what we add to it is like 1. It's less than 1, actually. It's like 0.3331. But that's beside the point. We're not hurting the climate. We could vanish. It would not change the world whatsoever. We could quadruple in number. It would not change the world whatsoever. I promise. If the climate changes and the waters rise, guess what people do next? Move. They did it last time it did that. They'll do it again. It's not going to make people die just because climate changes. If it gets hot, we'll go inside. That's how it works. If it gets cold, we'll go inside next to the fire. That's how it works. It's okay. We're not dying from climate change. The world's not going to end, and America's not going to be underwater in the next 12 years. I promise. That's a hoax. That's a money-making grift. That's all it is. It's a grift. Amy says, the earth has gone through cycles of change since God created the Big Bang. How do you know it wasn't a big poof? It might have been a big poof. You weren't there to hear it, neither was anybody else. It could have been a big poof. I'm just saying. Seems like it would have banged, but it might have poofed. Big poof. I like it. Amanda says, why does he piss you off, Mr. P? He's saving us trillions of dollars and helping our economy come back, right? Mr. P says, yes, Linda, you should see my nieces and nephews, almost full Greek and Italian. How can they be almost full Greek and almost full Italian? You mean they're 50-50? They're almost 50-50. You're almost half Greek and half Italian? Wow. All studs and studettes. Studette. 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 Studette, 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 studette. Have you read my title? Anyway, Amanda says, oh, you ass. You have no room to talk. Don't ask you to fix the counter. Oh, shots fired. Mr. P says, thank you, Linda, heart. So there, says Amanda. I hear you. Amy says, 30 minutes to vacay. You going to break out the bottle and throw the streamers up in the air and kick back and put your sombrero on? Amanda says, way to go, Amy. Monkey Juice says, absolutely, Amy. Let's not naturally progress it. How? How are you going to naturally progress it? How are you going to artificially progress it? You're talking about the climate? Explain to me how this works, please. I'm all ears. I'm all cans. I have no ears. Yep, I didn't think so. Mr. P says, have a nice vacation, Amy. A vacay. Monkey says, unnaturally. That's either way, how you do that? You have no control over that either way, I promise. You know that there's roughly 7 to 7.5 billion people on planet Earth today. That's quadruple the number 100 years ago. Whatever. You could quadruple that number and there'd still be plenty of room. Do you know that every single human being on planet Earth that is alive can stand with 1 foot to themselves in the city limits of Dallas, Texas? Every single human being on planet Earth can all stand in Dallas, Texas with a foot to themselves, standing quite comfortably next to each other in Dallas, Texas. every single human being on planet Earth today. Don't believe me? Go look for yourself. Check it out. Now, when you realize that, and the rest of the earth is empty, and then you realize that all people congregate towards the coast and towards rivers, because that's where water is. But all the space in between the coasts and the rivers is largely empty. We are in no danger of running out of space for a long time. We're more in danger of outbreeding ourselves, where we stop breeding and old people get too old and no young people are, because of all of the nonsense that the left comes up with, like transgenderism and boys can be girls and girls can be boys, and let's sterilize our children at the age of 11 and things like that. We run a greater risk of not producing enough people to start the next generation than we do climate change. And nobody's talking about it. Why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative that the left party promotes. So, let's have babies, lots of them. Let's everybody that can have babies, and then worry about the climate change in another 100 years. Because right now, our birth rates are plummeting. And if it keeps plummeting, we're going to have a China problem, where there's more men than there are women and there's no babies. Think about that. Think about it hard. Don't just dismiss it. Think about it. And get back to me with your answer. Aaron says, Amy, I hope you get the break you need. Yes. Amy says, fart, poop, muscles exploding from an anal cavity. Poop molecules exploding from an anal cavity. That is the definition of fart. Yes, it is. It's a tiny explosion between your legs. That's what the Webster's Dictionary says. Explosion? I find that hard to believe, but that's what it says. It also says the same thing about a sneeze. It's a convulsion in the lungs. Interesting. Patty says, I'm late, but I'm here for the party. Hey, Patty, how are you, sweetie? How's Tennessee? We're talking about farts, poops, and the climate, and the economy, and Elon Musk. And hard rock cocks that don't block flocks at 1 o'clock. Jock. Anyway, I should be a rapper. Mr. P says, what? Amy? Amanda says, OMG, they don't pull tractors. They pull a weight trailer as the weight shifts forwards. I will have to show you. Well, why would they pull a weighted trailer? And in fact, isn't that the point of a trailer, is to put weight on it so that you have something that could... What, are they moving stuff? Is that what we're talking about? Let's all get together and watch people move stuff. What stuff are they moving? Oh, it's just a weight. That building needs to go over there, but we're just going to waste time pulling a weight that does nothing? I don't get it. Anyway. Amanda says, hi, Patty. I'm glad you made it. Wave your hand. I'm glad you made it, too. John says, Jake, they're cutting down the rainforests to put a road through it for Clop 30 odd for climate change to cut carbon. I don't know what Clop 30 odd is. I don't know what that means. But, yeah, they've been cutting down rainforests for a while. And then they say, well, we're replanting it. Well, it takes 25 years for a tree to grow to a size that's big enough to actually produce oxygen. So it's not a good idea to cut down the lungs of the earth. I'm just saying, maybe you should plant redwoods in another place and cut those down after 25 years and leave the rainforests where they're at. I don't know, but I'm guessing that's probably a good idea. That being said, everything on planet Earth that is green produces carbon monoxide. Or carbon dioxide, which is CO2. And every plant eats, it produces carbon monoxide, it eats carbon dioxide. That's what plants do. So the more green you have, the more carbon emissions go down. Where is the tree planting expeditions? Why isn't every channel that talks about climate change also talking about planting trees? Why don't we have drives where we give people seeds to go plant trees? Why don't we do that? Where's the program for tree planting? Because trees equals no carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. plant a tree. Save the world. Linda says, I see your coffee cup got magically refilled, Jake. You're a good partner, Amanda. Yes. Yes, all I have to do is this, and I have more coffee, and I appreciate that very much. She is a good partner. Can't tint a window, but she's a good partner. Now I'm sleeping on the couch tonight, I can tell. Amanda says, Amy, it sounds shitty to me. The poop joke, not the refilling my coffee thing, just for clarification. Kevin says, good night. Kev, tell April we said we love her, and thank you for all the help, and we'll see you Friday. Good night. Linda says, good night, Kevin. Mr. P says, Linda, he has his own personal Chihuahua. Chihuahua? I'm guessing you're talking about Elon, and I don't know what Chihuahua means. Or Chihuahua. One or the other. Amanda says, oh, thanks, Linda. I try. He don't have to ask for anything. I'm usually on top of it. That is a fact. She is very good at taking care of me. I don't have to want for nothing. It makes life a pleasure. It really does. Mr. P says, good night, Kevin. Amy says, and stinky, Amanda, but not wet, because that's no longer a fart, but a shark. You guys have a funny sense of humor. Alpine says, thanks for explaining that for me, Jake. Or thanks for explaining that for Jake. Yes. Thanks for explaining that for Jake. Amen. Alpine, I'll get there eventually. I'm slow, but I'm working on it. Amanda says, good night, Kevin. Alpine says, fold phone. That's what they make insurance for. And if I have a $1,500 phone, it will have insurance. All right, so I guess that answers that. She's getting a fold phone. You tried, Aaron. Amy says, I'm single, but not by choice. I hear you. Alpine never did tell me who she was asking about. I would like to know, because I can probably make that a thing. Or at least open the door. Amanda says, who watches TV with the lights on anyway? And blackout curtains solve the daylight issue. I don't want to have a living room that has blacked out curtains. I want to see the sun coming through the windows and still watch TV. That being said, I am a hermit, and blackout curtains is probably the way to go. Linda says, I got a projector for the family for movie night around the fire pit or at the boat this summer. Nice. I need to get a projector because they are fun, but I'd like to have one of those filament screens, that's got the, I guess it's lime or whatever they put on it to make it shiny. You know what I'm talking about? Those. Like, you remember the school used to pull it down from the chalkboard? Those kind of screens? I'd like to have a big one of those, because that you could probably get a pretty clear picture on. A wall has texture, and in my house we have paneling, so there's lines on the wall. So I don't want to watch TV through that. I can see that. I'm not blind. I am blind, but that's beside the point. I can still see that, and it ruins the picture, and I like crisp pictures. I like the volume up so loud that I'm in the movie and I don't get distracted by other sounds, and I like to see what I'm looking at clearly. So that's why I don't have a projector, but if we could solve those problems, that'd be fantastic. Because I do like big screen, and I don't like paying $1,000 for a TV. And I have a big TV, a really big one, but get this. I think it's a 60-inch TV. It's a really big one. And it's got 1 pixel right there that's out. So there's a white spot on the TV. And if you're me, that will drive you insane. So I can't watch it. One pixel. And I've thought about just covering it over with a black magic marker, but then every time a bright picture would show up, there'd be a black spot on the screen, and it would drive me crazy. So I just can't. I have to throw the whole thing away. Welcome to OCD. Mr. P says, I'm keeping in simple. I'm keeping it simple when I get my new phone. Nothing fancy. Conserve cash that way. Yes, you need a flip phone. That's it. It needs to make phone calls. That's it. I agree with you 100%. Dana says Judge Napolitano is having a very good geopolitical analyst, including former CIA intel analysts and military generals and colonels on his YouTube channel. Really? Judge Napolitano, is that? I think I know who that is. Kind of a pointy-headed guy with black hair, kind of a fade. I think I know who that is. I think I've seen him before. I'll check that out, Dana. Amanda says, that's cool, Linda. And whatever, Jake, you don't watch Hell's Kitchen, and I watch it when you're at work. Shaking my head, silly. I don't watch Hell's Kitchen. I think it's stupid. There's only so much cook yelling at other cooks that I can deal with. Alpine says, I'd like to meet the $5,000 tractor pull winner. Oh, yeah, definitely. Mr. P says, Jake, try Person of Interest. I like that show. It's an older show, but it's fantastic and reminds me of our content, it reminds me of our current reality a lot. Yeah, I've seen that show, and I did like it. And I like that guy. His name is, hang on a second. I know his name. I can't bring it up. He's the guy that played Jesus Christ in the Passion of the Christ. What is his name now? I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's also got a movie that just came out called Sound of Silence. And for whatever reason, I can't remember his name, but he's a good actor, and I like everything he's been in thus far. Person of Interest. And I also like the other guy that plays the smart guy in that show. And he was recently, his most recent role was Jim Caviezel is his name. And Fallout is the show he was most recently in. His partner in that show, Person of Interest, was in the TV series Fallout that was on Amazon. And that was a good show, too, if you want to check out something new. Fallout. That'll remind you of what's coming next in our current reality. Fallout. If Person of Interest reminds you of what we're going through now, Fallout will remind you of what's going to happen next, especially if the left stays in control. Mr. P says he's been gone for 12 years now, Alpine, that $5,000 winner. That close. Amy says, I'm 100% made in the USA. Me too. Except for my catalytic converter was made in China. Other than that, Amanda says, Tesla, some parts come from Canada, cars produced in the USA. Right on. Alpine says, oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to make a joke about a dead guy. I think it's okay. But sorry for the loss. Linda Davis says, Mr. P, I started watching that recently when I get the time. Yes, Person of Interest is a pretty good show. If you have Amazon Prime, go check out the show Fallout. I think you'll like it. Linda Davis, I read that one. Mr. P says, me too, Alpine. He was only 31 years old. Yeah, that's a terrible time to lose your life. 31? He's just getting started. That's horrible. Patty says, a miniature Tesla tanks. Really? They have tanks made from Tesla now? That's interesting. Mr. P says, great show, Linda. It only gets better and better. Alpine says, oh, that's sad. Bless him. And Yuns. Way to pull it back to full circle. Mr. P says, him and my mom passed away within 30 days of each other. Greatest tragedy of my entire life. He was my best friend and my brother. I'm sorry, John. That's terrible. John says, gonna say good night, everyone. Have a blessed night. All the letters are jumping around. Dyslexia. Playing up spelling bad. Right on. Heart, 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 heart. John, God bless you. Have a Doog evening, and we'll see you on Friday. Amanda says, good night or morning, John. Mr. P says, God bless, John. Good night, brother. Alpine says, yep, rip. Or yes, R.I.P., rest in peace. Frowny face. Linda Davis says, oh, I'm definitely going to check out the new merchandise. Yes, please do. Go to the YouTube channel, and it's right on the first page. Go to the store link there, and there's all kinds of new stuff in the store, and more to come very soon. I have been up entirely too long, and my brain is starting to run together like ram heads, so I'm going to go to bed very soon. Linda says, good night, John H. And Amanda says, the link takes you to the store. That link right there in the chat will take you straight to the store so you don't have to go to the page. Mr. P says, I've been eating cheap lately, taking it easy across the board. Got to be smarter with my money for a while so I can reach my goals. I'm sick of PA. I hear you, brother. Will you do that and focus on that? And when you reach that goal, we'll celebrate. But make your goals small and attainable and make a bunch of them so that you can achieve one and then set your sights on the next one and know that you can achieve it. That way it doesn't overwhelm you. And if you'll take it one step at a time, very slowly, you will see yourself gaining ground over time. And pretty soon you'll be there, and it'll all be in the history, and it'll be the best thing you ever did. Amy says, 1-800-SPACE-JUNK. Call now for immediate dispersal of trash into the space that you don't use. I like it. Muggy Juice says, Elon, last 2 rockets blew up. Yeah, rocket science ain't rocket science. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is rocket science, but it's not rocket science, if you know what I'm saying. You just got to go up. That's it. Damn Elon Musk and his blowing up rockets. NASA did it right the first time, every time. They never blew a single rocket up. NASA, a government agency, never blew up a rocket ever. They never caught one either, standing up. Just saying. Elon Musk single-handedly turned rocketry into a Roadrunner cartoon and made it work. Take that, NASA. Sputnik ain't that cool. Amanda says, you will get it, Mr. P. Prayers. Right on. Amy Elizabeth says, it's time for the chat to jump and grow by leaps and bounds. Why does it keep doing that? Stop talking. I'm just going to start here because I'm not going to scroll halfway back up again. I'll go up one more. Jake is only 20 minutes behind in chat, and now I just gained another 10 minutes, so I may never get there. Mr. P says, Linda, it's changed so much here, you can't even have a damn combo with someone at the store or the post office. I don't get it. A conversation. Used to be able to talk to someone and get along. Weirdos and bums everywhere. That's true. Damn, says Mr. P. Amanda says, yep, about that, Alpine, that's typical, though. Now I got to scroll up and see what you were saying was typical. The sun will spit back. Yes, it will. Yep, that's called a solar flare, and it will knock all of the internet out if it hits us. Kind of makes you want a solar flare, doesn't it? Alpine says, I feel bad for him. Hard-working man. I'm a hard-working man. I got a steel hard hat. I can ride, rope, hammer, and paint, do things with my hands that most men wish they could do. Anyway. John says, there's big proof in London. They're called the government. Right on. there's a big poof, big poof, not a big bang, a big poof in London. It's called the government. Got it. Amanda says, that he is, Alpine, a hardworking man. Linda says, I just went to the store and didn't see the new tumbler. It's there, I promise. You just got to look for it. I'll send you a link on Facebook Messenger right now. Will you find the tumbler and send her a link, please? Too late. Go on. Mr. P says, their mother is 50% Greek and their father is 100% Italian. That'd be 150%. Come on now. That's 50% father, 25% mother, just so you know. And then some combination of the two for 25%. I'm assuming, if 23andMe is correct. Amanda says, Linda, top left on the store, 3 lines, drop down, box. Then all items are there. Tumbler is at the bottom. Monkey Juice says, well, Jake, you don't live in Florida where the waters are much warmer, which fires up more hurricanes. Monkey Juice, I grew up in Florida. I was in Homestead during Hurricane Andrew, putting new roofs on houses. I do know a little bit about hurricanes. I've suffered through many such storms in my life, and I assure you, Florida is still there. Common sense. I have plenty of common sense. I've even got some atypical sense, just so you know. Amanda says, he did live in Florida, and I just moved out of Florida, Monkey. Monkey says, yeah, Amanda, 40 years ago. I've been there recently. I haven't, but I know people that have. You know there's an ocean here, too, right? East Coast. Dana says, are you saying, Jake, that 8 billion of people will fit comfortably in the city of Dallas, Texas? I have a problem with this statement. I'm sure you do, because I said 7 billion, not 8. And if you'll go look at the square footage of Dallas, Texas, you'll see that there's over 7 billion square foot in Dallas, Texas, which would comfortably fit everyone there with a little bit extra for themselves. I'm sorry, it is true. I know I had a problem with it too, but it is actually factually correct. Amanda says, not Mr. P, Monkey, my bad. Right on. Linda Davis says, maybe it doesn't work on the phone. It's only featured. Are you trying to go to the store from the channel or from that little thing down at the bottom? No, you got to go to my page. You got to actually go to the channel and then hit the store link. And I remember somebody said you couldn't get to the store from a phone, so you might have to do it on a computer. That may be a problem. I'll have to look into that and try it out and see what happens. Yeah, that may be a thing. You might be right about that, Linda. When you hit the 3 dots, it only says about or report. Yep. Can you follow that link that she put in the chat? She's got it? Okay. All right. I hadn't got that far yet. I don't know. All right. Mr. P says, let's talk about bath salts. Say what you want about them, but they sure made it interesting for about a year. Yeah, people were eating other people's faces off. I say bring back the bath salts. I never did get to try those, by the way. I totally would. Although I wouldn't do it around people because I don't like the taste of flesh. Amy Elizabeth says a tree was planted in my husband's name in the Everglades. That's awesome. See, you did your part more so than the people that recycle. You actually put carbon dioxide eating plant into the world that wasn't there before. So you have offset the carbon footprint of the world by 1 tree. That's fantastic. Congratulations. I have several trees in my yard that do that very same thing. Amanda says, this link, go to it, and then the top left corner, 3 lines, it will give you the drop down. Amy says, when I die, I want a tree to come from my ashes. Nice. Monkey Juice says, if you want to take your chances on not regulating carbon emissions, that's fine by me. neither one of us will feel the effects. It's not a chance. I'm going to cut the muffler off of my truck just because we're having this conversation. It's not going to bother me at all. And when I'm dead and gone, I don't care what happens next because I'll be somewhere else. But as long as I'm living here, I'm driving a truck. Or a Harley. Mr. P says, Koala or Chawala is an actual job in India. It's the person who keeps everyone's tea and chai topped up. We call them baristas here, which is also another language. But nice. I did not know that. Now I have a new word, Chawala, if I'm saying it right. I might be saying it wrong. Sounds right. Aaron says, I got to find myself a good partner. Aaron, I know a lady named Alpine Gulch who might be interested in talking to you. She is a good woman. She's a tough woman. She lives out in the mountains by herself, from what I understand. That's a tough job. She might be worth talking to. Aaron, have you met Alpine? Alpine, have you met Aaron? Dish. Dana says 1 billion equals to 1,000 million. We are talking about 1,000 millions. Yes, I understand how big the number 8 billion is, and I said 7, so take 1 billion off of that. I do understand how big a billion is, and there are that many square foot in Dallas, Texas. Go check it out. If you stand up and look down, look how many square feet you take up. And then jump to a conclusion as to how many of those you could take up if you were 7 billion people. And it still would be within the parameters of Dallas, Texas. Amy Elizabeth says, gotta go. Love y'all. See you Friday. Amy, God bless you, sweetheart. See you Friday. Enjoy your vacation. Amanda says, night, Amy. Enjoy your vacation. Patty says, Dana, mind-blowing. Yes, it is. It'll actually make you feel like you live in a very big place. Mr. P says, I have room for a good person in my life, too. I got 3 conditions. You got to believe in God, got to have mutual respect, and got to be open to having children. Those are all good conditions, Mr. P. It doesn't seem like too much to ask, but you'd be surprised. I know. I spent 15 years alone before I made a decision to have somebody in my life. 15 years is a long time to be by yourself. But there just ain't a lot of options out there. Most of these people today they're gone. They have no brain left. And if you do find somebody that has a brain left, they got other problems. Most of them that are good are married because they're good, and somebody grabbed them up as quickly as possible. So it's hard to find, but they're out there. Amanda says, right, Mr. P? And Aaron says, it's tough out here, P. Yes, it is. Sure is, says Mr. P. Linda says, sorry, I can't seem to get to the actual store even when I go to the channel and press visit store. I got to look into that. I can do it from my computer, but it may be a phone thing. I may have to figure something out about that. I don't know what I can do about it, but we'll see. Aaron says, it will happen when you are not looking. I've stopped. This is true. I remember having that thought. That's ridiculous. Who says that? I'm not looking, and I've been by myself for 15 years. And sure enough, when I finally gave up, bam, there was somebody there. They reached out to me. I didn't even have to look. Amanda says, well, damn, Linda, I don't know why. Let me see if I can get you directly there. Linda says, I just got your message and was able to get there. Thank you. Awesome. Mr. P says, Jake, if I didn't say y'all's names, I'd forget it. Right on. Apparently, I'm having that trouble with my life. I'm seeming to lose words that I know. I know the word. It's still there, and I'll remember it in 10 minutes. But right now, I can't call it up, and I don't like that at all. The name is Jim Caviezel, by the way. And see, I remember that now, but 5 minutes ago, I couldn't think of it. Amanda says, okay, Linda Hun. Mr. P says, I watched Fallout. Do you mean the one on Prime? That one was goofy ass show. The one with Goggin in it. What was his name? His last name is Goggins, but I can't remember his first name. But yeah, that one. Amazon Prime one. Yeah, Fallout. It was a good show. A little weird, but good. Batshit Crazy says, Chef. What's up, Batshit Crazy? Nice to see you. Amanda says, hi. Patty says, thank you. Good night, all. Peace. America. Patty, God bless you. We'll see you Friday. Thank you for being here. Amanda says, good night, Patty, and you're welcome. Mr. P says, good night, Patty. Space Diamond 18 says, it has been a long time, friend. Hey, Space Diamond, how you doing? Good to see you. Nice to have you back. I love the name, by the way. Space Diamond. Space Diamond. Worn by Space Ghost. In Space 1999. Space. The final frontier. Sorry, I got lost. Linda says, good night, Patty. Amanda says, hi, Space. Welcome back. Long time no see. Mr. P says, hello, Space. Old comment, Space Diamond. LOL. There it goes again, jumping all over the place. Jumping and growing. Amanda says, how you been, Space? Batshit Crazy says, who is the guy on your cover page? The guy on my cover page would be me. Space Diamond says, I'm good. I've just been living life. I hear you. Us too. Amanda says, LOL, Batshit Crazy. That's Jake. That's me. That's what I look like in real life. Amanda says, good. Nice to have you back. Batshit Crazy says, for reals. That's our humble host. Yes, it is. That's me. Not humble at all. It's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. Amanda says, yes, Bat. And Batshit says, circa 1989, though. No, it wasn't that long ago. About 5 years ago. Maybe 6. Amanda says, LOL, no, just a couple of years ago. He just don't have a mustache. Yeah, that's really the big difference. I gained a couple pounds, got a little grayer, but other than that, same guy. I can still rock all that. Mr. P says, yep, it's called the Gulf of America. Right on. Batshit Crazy says, well, it's a nice shot. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Here. I don't know if I can do it. I don't think I have it. Nope. I don't have it on this. Man, I wish I was in the other format. I'd show you the pictures that I have. I don't think I could do it now anyway. Oh, well. I'll show you. If you come Friday, I'll show you. I got some new pictures that you like. I can't. I don't think I can. You can, though. Didn't I send them to you in your Google account? Well, go and share the link to your Google account so they can look at it. Amanda says, thanks, Bat. Mr. P says, smiley face. And Aaron says, I just went. Don't hit the dot. Hit the words. The mug came right up. Yeah, don't hit the dot. Hit the word, says Aaron. Amanda says, yeah, Aaron, I messaged her the direct link. Mr. P says, when we were kids in school, we planted hundreds, maybe thousands of trees. Earth Day and the other day for trees, Arbor Day. We planted at my school for both of them. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. I wonder why. I wonder why children are not incentivized to make the planet better by planting trees like they used to be. I wonder why they don't teach grammar in school like they used to, or proper math, or civics for that matter. Why is it that Most people don't realize that they're not learning anything about the history except for the new stuff, if you know what I mean. It's an interesting question, Mr. P. Aaron says, just tap the picture. Batshit Crazy says, I just went to home page, sideswipe the stores. Right on. Go check that store out, Batshit Crazy. Aaron says, it worked fine on the phone. All right, so phones can do it. You just have to do it in the proper sequence, I guess. I guess it's a little trickier. I guess you don't get as many options on the phone as you do on a computer. Mr. P says, I got Chihuahua from Slumdog Millionaire. I don't know, Jake. Ha! I saw that movie. It was a good movie, surprisingly. A little dirty, but it was a good movie. I saw it a long time ago when it first came out. Amanda says, some people aren't hip on all the computer/phone stuff, LOL. Right on. And Alpine Gulch says, she drinks tequila. Looking for somebody that talks dirty in Spanish. Aaron says, wavy hand. Batshit Crazy says, 1 trillion seconds, 30,000 years, just 1 trillion. Alpine says, I'm in the prairie. Hello. Sorry. Isn't that near the mountains? For some reason, I had you pictured as a mountain person. Well, still, prairie life is tough, too. I was trying to be nice. I was saying you were strong. Dana says, 1 foot is 12 inches. No one would be comfortable to stand on a 12-inch square. Impossible. It's not impossible. I do it every day. And I didn't say it had to be comfortable. I just said it was possible. And I didn't say they had to stand in 1 foot. I said they would have 1 foot to themselves. In other words, wherever they're standing plus 1 square foot. So that's extra space is what I meant. Alpine says, but I got a homestead in the mountains. See, I knew you were a mountain person. What's a prairie, says Aaron. A yard. A big yard. Prairies where all those little doggies are at. And also where little houses are. They have little houses on prairies. Little tiny houses on prairies. They're like clown cars. They have a lot of people in a little house on a prairie. Michael London. Anyway, Amanda says, a Chihuahua is a tea seller in the Indian subcontinent. They are an integral part of subcontinent culture. Chai is a Hindi and Urdu word for tea, as in masala chai, and wala indicates the person. So wala chai, masala. Got it. Wala chai, samala chai. Masala chai. Your mama chai. All right. Miss P says, wow, what a show. Big night. We haven't run this long since I was a noob here. First few months. Well, we did it last Friday, I think. It was a big night that night, too. I can't remember if you were here or not. But, yeah, it's a long night. Alpine says, where the buffalo roam. That's where the prairie is. A home on the range where the buffalo roam. A prairie. Amanda says, performing the task. So, Chihuahua is a street vendor of tea. Right, a barista. I'm with you. Aaron says, oh, that's cool. It's on my bucket. Sea mountains. Right on. Monkey Juice says, I'm 100% Ukraine and anti-communist Putin. Congratulations. I'm 100%. I don't care. Miss P says, nice. Thanks, Amanda. Like I said, I got it from a movie. There it goes again, jumping. Good gracious. Aaron says, David, Goliath, your turn. Huh? Amanda says, you're welcome, just to take out any confusion, LOL. Mr. P says, me too, monkey. Putin is a mutt, out for money and dominance. Mr. P says, in my humble opinion anyway. Alpine says, smiley face. Space Diamond says, I like that guitar and their PFP. Thank you. I appreciate it. Batshit Crazy, I got a bunch of them. Batshit Crazy says, if you ignore Logan's, Texas, like sewage, shelter, decent food, water, you could fit 4,000 folks per acre horizontally. Easy. Yep. Yeah, we're not talking about living there. I'm just saying just to fit them there, just for 1 second, they could all stand there. Every person in the world. We're not talking about the logistics of actually doing that. We're just saying that there's plenty of, the whole point in saying that is there's plenty of room in the world. We're not running out of space, despite the fact that the media constantly tries to make you feel like we're running out of food and running out of space. We're not. Not even close. Not even close to close. Mr. P says, yep, ladies and gentlemen, the porn stash is real. No CGI in this show. That's right. It's real, and it has a personality of its own. Amanda says, LOL, Mr. P, and his porn name would be Jackhammer. Jake Jackhammer. Starring Jake Jackhammer. I hate that face. I'm never doing that again. I'm sorry, Lord. Forgive me for that. Mr. P says, Jackhammer sounds like a real beast. Right on. Hung like a mule. A tiny mule, but a mule. Batshit Crazy says, put Saturn behind you. Right on. You mean like now? Well, there's the rings. That's the best I could do right now. Linda says, damn, Amanda, too much information. Alpine says, sounds like a rabbit. LOL. Jake Jackhammer. You know it. Mr. P says, I'm not telling you my porn name. It would give me away. You have to find out for themselves individually. I felt the same way, but I did it 3 at a time. What did he say? Never mind. He's in the mood. Anyway, Amanda says, LOL, Linda. What is LOL, Linda? What it is, gave it to him. The name. Yep. Batshit Crazy says, his working name is Buster Hyman. I like that one better. Buster Hyman. I like it. Mr. P says, smiley face. Aaron says, or a drink, LOL. Alpine says, OMG. Mr. P says, my porn phrase would be, gonna learn today. I don't think that's how that works, buddy. Aaron says, Alpine, he is trying to hook us up. I am trying to do something, trying to make some waves anyway. I don't know if it'll hook up. That's between y'all, but I'm just trying to facilitate, you know. You guys are nice, both of you. I vouch for you both, so see what happens. Good people deserve good people. That's all I'm saying. And I deal exclusively in good people, as if you can't tell. Alpine says, yes, LOL. April Rain's here. She says, hi, Jake, Amanda. Good to see you, John Love. Good to see you, Alpine. Wow, long time. How are you? Ron, good to see you, too. Hey, April. How are you, sweetheart? Dana says, it's very good when I remind myself of being pretty dumb. I have fun with it. You are not dumb. You are very intelligent. One of the most intelligent people I know, and I enjoy having you in my purview. So don't ever sell yourself short, honey. I'll give you props enough for both of us. Mr. P says, hello there, April. Almost out of here. Glad you made it. Yes. And Alpine says, April, OMG, good to see you. Amanda says, hi, April Hunt. Vibrating heart. Linda Davis says, hi, April. Wavy hand heart. Aaron says, I have Messenger. We can talk if you want. Right on. Send me a message. I can't promise you much because it's bedtime, but I'll talk to you. You're echoing Jake. Well, it's got to be a computer thing. It's nothing I'm doing. Echo, echo, echo. See, I went there. I came back here. It's got to be a computer thing. There's nothing I've done. Sorry about the echo, folks. It happens. Sometimes I'm twice the man you think I am. Amanda says, here's a Google Drive. I'll pin it. All right, it's pinned to the top of the chat if anybody wants to go check out the new photo shoot pictures that I have. They're about 4 years old, 5 years old, something like that. It's the most recent pictures I have done. So go check those out if you wish. There's the link at the top of the chat. Enjoy. I'll be using some of those pictures in the near future. Might even do something with a t-shirt. I don't know yet. April says, okay, now you're not. April says, awesome. I got where I needed to be. Woohoo. Mr. P says, message retracted. And April says, what's up, everybody? Love you all. Heart, 2 hearts in a circle, a mystery heart, and a smiley face. Aaron says, David Goggins. Thank you, David Goggins. Got it. Yeah, that guy. The southern guy with the big teeth. I like him a lot. Alpine says, is Messenger a Facebook thing? I don't know Facebook things. Yes, it is a Facebook thing. Facebook Messenger. And it's a free messenger, but there's other messengers that you can use that do the same thing, and you could probably communicate with people on Facebook Messenger with other messengers, but you'd have to look into that. I don't know how to explain that to you. In fact, there's a way you can do it with your phone. You just set it to SMS. I think that's how you do it. But who knows? I think you got to have Facebook for that to work. Mr. P says, yes, it's a Facebook thing. Amanda says, yes, Alpine. And April says, I see Linda was here. Much love. I think she's still here. Amanda says, he don't have an echo. It must be you, April. Maybe. April says, John, you're smart. Yes, he is. Space Diamond says, what's y'all's favorite guitarist or guitar brands, if y'all have any? My favorite guitar brand is Fender Stratocaster. Obviously, I'm a Stratocaster man, but I also like a Les Paul. I like all guitars, but I'm a Stratocaster and a Telecaster man. I've been that guy my whole life, so I probably lean in the Telecaster direction. But my favorite guitarist, probably Merle Haggard, to be honest with you. I like Dickie Betts. I like Brad Paisley. I like Doug Seven, a great guitar player, if you don't know who that is. I like Brent Mason. I like that guy a lot. There's a couple names floating around Nashville. I like those guys a lot. Amanda says, I like Gibson and Takamine Space. I like a Takamine. It's one of my favorite acoustic guitars. Mr. P says, thanks, April. What about, though, LOL? By the way, I own a Stratocaster Fender acoustic guitar. It's got a fiberglass back. It's that wide. It is a Stratocaster, but it's an acoustic guitar with a pickup in it. And that's my favorite guitar. So I like that and the Takamine G Series thin line. Any thin line acoustic, I like those. Mr. P says, thanks, April. What about though, LOL? Sounds like you're being sarcastic. It's fine. I'd just love to know which. No, she's not being sarcastic. She's saying you're smart. She's not a sarcastic sort. I think it was a compliment. Anyway. Batshit Crazy says, comfort-wise, nylon strings. Nope, I don't like nylon string guitars. They have a place for certain finger-picking styles. They're very beautiful sounding guitars for certain things. As a general rule, I play rock and roll and country and blues, so I need steel strings and an electric guitar for that. I'm all shy now, says Alpine. No need to be shy, just say hello. This is quasi-anonymous. If you don't make a connection, nothing said. But you guys have Messenger, or you can chat. If you wish, I can facilitate a phone number exchange, however you like it. John says, my porn name is Long John Silver. Oi, Long John. Aaron says, why, I'm just regular. Right on. Amanda says, LOL, John, I thought you left. Alpine Goat says, I've been verified. Hang on. Jumped again. Alpine says, been verified. Good start. Right on. April says, John Silver, huh? Long John Silver. Long. Like an eclair. That kind of John. Mr. P says, no, I didn't. Why? John says, I did. Can't switch off yet. I don't blame you. Me neither. Aaron says, I think so, Alpine. Mr. P says, oh, I thought he left too. April says, I guess mine would be April Rain. That can be naughty and innocent. Well, there's already an April Rain porn star, so somebody already beat you to it. But there you go. Yes, my cousin is a porn star. Not. What's funny is I used to date a girl named Linda Davis, who is also a soap opera star, Linda Davis, and I related to an April Rain, who is also a porn star, April Rain. I got it all the way around. Space Diamond says, me personally, a good Dean or Gibson would work. Dean from Hell is the guitar I will get from my old man soon. Now, it depends on which era of Dean. If it's back in the beginning, Dean made some good guitars. Later on, they made crap, just so you know. But the early Deans were decent guitars. They were about the quality of a Schecter, which I also like Schecter. They were in that bracket, or like a Jackson or something like that. Ibanez, they were in that world. So Dean was a good guitar, and then they went to garbage. Same thing with Washburn. Washburn used to be real well made, and now they turned garbage. The only brands that really stuck a through line from start to finish was Fender and Gibson, and a few others in and out here and there. But most brands start off making quality instruments and then get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as they go. It's kind of hard to find a good new guitar. Old is the way to go. The guitar from Hell, I'm guessing, is like a dime or something like that. Dean sponsored Dimebag Darrell for a little while and made some dime, but he originally started with Washburn, so I would recommend, if you like that kind of guitar, go to a Washburn Dime 333. That's the guitar you want, I promise. Not a Dean. Washburn Dime 333. Check it out. They have a 332 and a 333. 333 is the bee's knees. They've also got a hardtail and a what's the tremolo called? The good one? Can't think of it. You know what I'm talking about. The one everybody wants. All I can think of is Rhodes, and that's not it. You know the one. They got one with that in it. My brain is gone, guys. I'm going to bed. April says, Space Diamond, good to see you. Welcome. Amanda says, Space, my favorite guitar player is Jake. Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I wish I'd have said that. Me. I'm my favorite guitar. No, I'm not. I'm not that good. Mr. P says, ha ha ha, natural porn name. Right on. April says, yes, exactly. With lots of fun filling things. April says, ditto what Jake said. Right on. And Dana says, it is 5:35 a.m. here. I am your future, Jake. Yes, you are. And I'm sorry it's so late. I'm going to bed as fast as I can. Linda Davis says, I don't think you have to have Facebook to have Messenger. My granddaughter calls me from her Messenger, and she doesn't have Facebook. Yeah, you might be able to get Messenger without having a Facebook account. That's possible. I'm not sure about that. April says, Glenn Campbell is a great guitar player. Yes, he is. He's very unsung. And also, the guy that did Amos Moses, what's his name? Jerry Reed. Jerry Reed and Glenn Campbell are great guitar players, and they hardly ever got any credit for being a guitar player. They were just singers. But trust me, they were some of the best in the business. If you want to hear real guitar playing, look up old Glenn Campbell and listen to him play. And same thing with Jerry Reed. Amanda says, right, Dana. And he's going to be not wanting to get up in the morning. Yes, but I got to go to work. April says, hi, Dana, lovely. Smiley face, mystery heart. April says, you are smart, John. I wasn't being sarcastic. Space Diamond says, anyway, me being the youngling I am going to go to bed. See y'all soon. Space Diamond, thank you for being here. Hit that subscribe button if you hadn't done so already so you get notifications of when we're going to be online. Come back and join us. And my chat jumped while I wasn't looking at it. Dana says, hi, lovely April Rain, heart, smiley face. April says, Space Diamond, much love and good night, hun, heart. Amanda says, good night, Space. And now we have a Linda Davis here, LOL. Right on. April says, I'm the singer, April Rain. Right on. Not the porn star, the singer. Mr. P says, damn, YouTube keeps playing games. I pay $15 a month for a YouTube alone, not including subs. You'd think they'd have better support. I'm sorry to hear that. And Amanda says, LOL, April, you're Kevin's porn star. April says, my middle name is Lorraine. So just cut it to Rain. Right on. April, Lorraine, April, Rain. I see what you did there. Smart. My middle name is wilder than yours. Amanda says, damn, Mr. P. April says, LOL, Amanda, you know it. Dana says, porn, quote, star, or porn, quote, whore, question mark. I am using the biblical vocabulary, so which one is correct? Whore. April says, John H., that was funny, by the way. Much love. Mr. P says, Dana, I've never watched porn. With a dead smiley face to prove it. I will not make that claim. John H. says, hi, April, and good night. And April says, and John, Mr. P, good to see you. Hugs and love. April says, Jerry and Glenn, yes, absolutely. Yes, Jerry Reed and Glenn Campbell were fantastic guitar players. For those of you that like guitar players, those are the guys you need to watch. They are great. Amanda says, porn star Dana, but I think they are whores, just saying. If they had as many D's coming out of them as they had going into them, they'd look like porcupines or pincushions. And April Rain says, much love to you all. Give me a kiss. Mwah. Alpine says, Jake, you can give him my number. I'll be glad to. Ron, how about send me a message on Messenger, and I will give you Alpine Gulch's phone number, and then you can take it from there. And I hope you guys have a good conversation. Linda Davis says, good night, all. See you Friday night at 8:30, heart. Linda, God bless you. Good night. I love you. We'll see you Friday. Amanda says, good night, Linda. And Mr. P says, good night, all. I love you guys and gals. Seriously hope you all have a great Thursday. You too, John. Thanks for being here. I'll see you Friday. Love you. Amanda says, good night, Mr. P. Danny says, Mr. P, I am using the right vocabulary. Today's world is a fuzzy terminology for people to make the worst filth acceptable. I refuse to play this game. I agree. April says, thanks, John. Same to you, heart. Mystery heart. Alpine Goat says, good night to those leaving. I'm about to be one of them. I think I'm at the bottom. April says, LOL. That's hilarious. And Dana says, good night to you all. Good night, dear Dana. Prayers to you and your grandpa, and we love you, and we'll see you Friday. Mr. P says, I was joking, Dana. I have, but I don't really anymore. Ha, ha, ha. You can get addicted to that stuff. Bad for the soul. I agree with that 100%. And Amanda says, good night, Dana. Vibrating heart. And awesome. See you in the next one, Mystery Heart. Right on. And Amanda says, night all. See you Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for our chill stream. Many hearts and much love to you all. Dana says, heart. April says, sweet dreams, everybody. I love you all. Prayers, hearts, and mystery hearts. Alpine says, oh, we are all saying good night. Good night, all. Love yuns. Alpine says, heart. Alpine, thank you for joining us again tonight. We'll hope to see you Friday. I love you all. Have a great night. God bless you all. I'll see you Friday. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the great conversation. And going to bed now. See ya.